All right. We have a wonderful show lined up, but before we do that, let's hit the intro.
Welcome to the Retro Anthem Remix, where we get high then fly like a phoenix. Let's get lit and then we talk shit. You know he play games, but dog, he don't quit. My name is Tricky F. Retro is fly to death. Gonna be entertained, probably laugh until you stay out of breath. So turn your TVs on and go to twitch.com and subscribe, cause you know where the party at. Throw your blunts up one time for Retro Recap. Put your lighters up and let's roll. Got music, games, vibes, the best stroll. Relax. We gon' do it just like a pro. And we chill, and we vibe. We gon' set this party off right. And we chill, and we vibe. We got this all the way. Are you dumb?
You are now tuned into the Double R Show. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear a round of applause for your host, Retro Recap.
Ladies and gentlemen, Retro Recap in the building. What's happening? What's poppin'? Everybody, welcome in. Welcome in. Romeo coming in hot with the sun. Welcome in. Hell freaking yeah. Thank you for the 2 months. Can we get a clap it up for Romeo? Absolutely appreciate that. We have a great show lined up for you. We're going to be talking everything zodiac sign. So whether you are an Aries, a Gemini, a Cancer, a Leo, a Libra, Scorpio, Taurus, all that, we're going to be talking about that. We'll be taking live call-ins as well. So you have a chance to call in on the show and tell me what you think. Is your sign the best sign, or is it not? What do you think about your sign? What sign do you love? What sign do you hate? We're gonna be ranking all of that. What signs do I think I'm most compatible with? What signs I think are a little bit, yeah. And so we're gonna be having all of that. So we got a couple interactive things. We're gonna be talking about each of the categories: the fire signs, the earth signs, the water signs, the wind signs. What did I say? Fire, water, air, and what am I missing? Fire, water, air, and ground, and earth. So we're gonna talk about a little bit of everything. Also, I'm gonna be doing a tier maker as well. So we're gonna be ranking all this stuff. So we have a lot of fun. I'll talk about each individual group of signs, talk about maybe some career paths, some personality traits that you may see. You might be in the dating scene, and am I the only one that will go to a person and be like, you know, what's your zodiac sign? It gives me a little bit of info. Obviously, it's more to that than just asking what your sun sign is, obviously, but it does give me a little bit of insight or information about how this may or may not go. All right, so yeah, I definitely do ask. I think it's important when you're trying to like get into the dating scene. You kind of want to like get as much information as you can about the person if you're going to be dating or if you're going to be talking. So I'll share some personal experiences with that as well, and then we're gonna go dive right into it. All right, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into what we got to get into. But before we do that, we got a few promotions that we got to get through, and we're gonna go ahead and do that right now. So make sure you tap in to the wonderful City John. She's got some great things coming up.
Come explore City John Living on Patreon and learn tools for building your holistic lifestyle in a practical way for the modern age. You'll get insights and tools to help you navigate mindset shifts, deprogram old patterns, and stay grounded through change. It's the kind of support that meets you where you are and honors your pace, your process, and your power. If you've been feeling the shifts and want more clarity, this is the space and this is your invitation. Join City John Living today and get what you didn't even know you needed. Start tapping into what already lives within you.
All right, that's City John. We got a Retro Gang raid train coming up. That is also going to be on August the 16th. We have a lineup almost pretty much set now. So if you guys want to tap into the Retro Gang raid train, go ahead and do that now. Now we have a link as well if you want to be a person that signs up for the Retro Gang raid train. We got great events. It's a community building event where you guys can go ahead and you know, stream, show love, and then after 2-hour increments, you pass the love on to other streamers, and it's basically just a raid train. You just pass the love on. So we have a raid train sign up link if you guys want to just, you know, be a part of a great community who likes to show love, pass the love on. That the next one that we got coming up is going to be on August the 16th. So make sure you tap in with that. We also have our merch as well, so let's go ahead and run that as well. Check out our merch. We have some great deals on the merch. Yeah, hell yeah.
The Double R radio show is taking a quick break, and in the meantime, grab some water, ganja, popcorn, and whatever else you might need, and let me provide things you need to know. Viewers can call into the Double R show by simply hitting the call-in button at the top of the chat and have a 5-minute segment with Retro. Check out our new merch deals using Command Merch. Sign up for Wheel of Fortune and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Ask a moderator for the link. Support the show more via Cash App, $Retroactivezz. Check out Retro's Patreon page at patreon.com/RetroRecap. Check out City John's Patreon by going to patreon.com/CityJohn. Need some good emotes for your channel? Tap in with Juice 2099 as he will hook you up with everything nice. Need some amazing channels to watch while Retro is offline working? Check out these wonderful channels from the gang: Wavy Y, City John, Tiffy the Great, Vitrusosa, Generic Doggo, Eating Cool Ranch, Supreme, Dendrix, Lilman Wilson, Hood Ninja, 340, Super Sensei. Support the radio show more by subscribing, bits, and interaction. Remember, the Double R doesn't just stand for Retro Recap. It means everything here is raw and real. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Hell yeah, sound the horn, everybody. Sound the horn for that. All right, I'll give you guys a couple more seconds. We got a prediction poll. We're getting ready to start talking about specifics here. Yes, sound the horn, everybody. All right, so we can talk about the Earth sign first, which y'all already know. I'm a Gemini. June 5th. We just had a birthday a couple months ago. It's already crazy that we're in the month of August already. I felt like my birthday was just a couple weeks ago. But we got that. We got fire signs, we got earth signs, we got water signs. So go ahead and chime in with your points, and we're gonna see what it lands on. If you get it correct, oh, is it already over? You know, fire sign is the winner. All right. So y'all think it's gonna be fire sign. All right. Let's spin the wheel and find out. Let's see what we're gonna be talking about first. Oh, baby. Earth sign it is. Go figure, all right? Clap it up for the earth signs. Clap it up for the earth signs. Oh, man. All right. So before I specifically talk about the earth signs, let's talk about the 12 zodiac signs. So for those who don't know, we celebrate New Year's in January, which in theory the new year would start in the Capricorn season, but obviously it depends on who you ask, and the real astrology chart or calendar starts in Aries. So you got Aries, that is in the month of March and April, so end of March to April. Then you got Taurus, who's end of April into May, and you got Gemini, which is end of May into June. Then you got Cancer, which is end of June into July. Then Leo, which is end of July into August, which we're already in August, and we're in Leo season right now. And then we got a Virgo season, which is end of August into September. I have a few relatives who are August, and shout out to Wavy Y, who Wavy Y is a Virgo. Wavy Y's birthday is actually coming up very, very soon. Shout out to my guy Wavy Y. I actually don't even know what plans he has for his birthday, which I guess I'll try to find that out in a little bit. And then after Virgo, we have Libra. Libra is from from late September to early October, middle October. And then we got Scorpio, which is late October into November. And then we got Sagittarius, which is late November into early December. All right, so I think we got all of them out. So it landed on Earth signs, and so I do want to talk about Earth signs a little bit, because I actually have a few family members who are Earth signs, and usually what you're going to find with Earth signs is they're going to be more practical. They're going to be more grounded, right? They're going to stand. There's a sign that is going to stand 10 toes down, right? So like, because they're grounded, they're going to put their foot down. So they're more of the what I say goes, you know what I'm saying? They're not the I'm gonna change my mind kind of vibe, you feel me? Like, whereas me, I mean, I'm not saying, I mean, obviously this isn't specific to one sign or group of signs, but for me, I like to change my mind a lot, you know what I'm saying? My mind can change at a stop of a dime. I can be thinking one thing and then I want to think something else. Whereas Taurus is like, you know, or anybody in the earth signs more so what I say goes, I don't go back on what I say. So they're more practical, you know what I'm saying? And that's a really good trait to have if you really think about it, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so where all my Taurus people at? Y'all sound the horn. If y'all in here, Taurus, if y'all in here, sound the horn, right? If y'all in here, I need you to make some noise. If y'all in this thing, sound the fucking horn, you feel me? So that would be Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Now my sister's a Capricorn. I mean, she's a Virgo, and she's just like that. So here's what I think as far as Taurus, in terms of the experiences that I've had. They're definitely loyal people. There's a lot of us in this chat right now that are Taurus. I can think of a few off the top of my head. City Beautiful, I know Colossal, Krispy Kreme. Those are some that come to the top of my head. Very loyal. I mean, listen, I've done some things that probably, you know, like other type of people probably would have been like, you know what, I'm done with you, Retro, I'm done. But one of the biggest things with me when I'm looking into people is how loyal these people are. You know what I'm saying? Can I trust you? Can I put my faith in you? Can I give you all the information and trust that you won't, you know what I'm saying, you know, be unloyal and do whatever with it, you know what I'm saying? And so for me personally, that's something I'm big into. I'm big into that. They're definitely patient people, you know what I'm saying? They're very patient. As I said before, like, they're not going to just be like rush anything. So if you want somebody that's like long-term thinking or long-term planning and can see the vision all the way out, get yourself a earth sign person. Probably a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. Definitely detail oriented. We talked about this a couple months ago about left brain versus right brain. Well, in this scenario, you're going to get a lot of left brain, right? You're going to get a lot of logical thinking. You're going to get a lot of logical processing, detail oriented. That's more of the left sided brain. Whereas when we did the test a couple months ago, I was more right sided, which is creative, a lot of ideas, a lot of thoughts. And I know personally, when with working with people who have that left sided brain, it works well with me because I'm a guy that has a lot of great ideas, but may not always want to put those ideas to action. I'm working on putting ideas to action, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress for me. Like, it's a lot of things I want to get better with, and I want to be able to match the ideas with, or match the action with the ideas I have. And so I'm working on it. But yeah, patient, loyal, you know what I'm saying? Virgo, my sister's a Virgo. She's always going somewhere. She's always venturing off. You know what I'm saying? She's always taking a trip. She's always venturing. Whereas in me, I'm more of the kind of like, yeah, kind of stay to myself a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And so I've been learning from people, you know, some of the things I want to get better with, I'm learning from other people. And what do they say? What do they say? Opposites attract, right? So technically, and I'm just talking about me personally, they say that, you know, earth and air don't blend, but opposites do attract. So there's a lot of things that they do that I'm trying to get better with and vice versa, right? And so when you hang around these kind of people, these goal-oriented people, these detail-oriented people, these practical people, you can pick up a lot of things if those are things you lack. So what am I trying to say? Get you a Virgo, get you a Taurus, get you a Capricorn. You know, Tiffy B the Great is a Capricorn, and she's staying 10 toes down. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things I do appreciate a lot about the people in this community is that you have a lot of people. There are people that stand 10 toes down, very disciplined. She's very work oriented. She's always working. You know what I'm saying? Sound the horn for Tiffy B the Great. She's always working, right? Very ambitious. You know what I'm saying? And so you need people like that in order to give you that balance. You know what I'm saying? And so I want to give it to the chat. What do you guys think? But I also want to give it to my producer. Welcome in. Can we give my producer Marcus a sound of horn? Shout out. Clap it up for Marcus, everybody. Marcus, welcome into the show. First of all, thank you for producing this first show. I really appreciate that. Yeah, thank you. Can you you're not a earth sign, are you? Or, well, can you talk a little bit about the earth sign from your point of view?
Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. We got a few in retro, gang. That fits this, right? Yeah. Tiffy B, City John, and Crispy, and a few others. Earth signs are known for being practical, grounded, reliable, and hardworking.
Facts.
These signs tend to thrive in stable, structured environments where they can see tangible results and build long-term success. They're often drawn to careers that involve systems, organization, finance, or creation.
Finance a good one.
As far as my knowledge goes, which I happen to be very smart at times, but not all the time.
Sounds like
interior designer / architect. They love aesthetics and building beautiful spaces. Chef / culinary artist.
I didn't think about
Taurus has a strong connection to food and sensory pleasure.
Okay.
Real estate agent or property manager. Stability plus money plus beauty equals yes. Banker / financial advisor. They're excellent with finances and long-term planning. Musician / artist. Many earth signs are creatively gifted with a strong artistic eye.
Okay. I mean, that may, and honestly, Marcus, that makes sense. Clap it up for Marcus, everybody. That makes sense. I like I said, I know a few earth signs who literally do exactly what you just said. Marcus, you talked about being a real estate agent. My aunt, she's a real estate agent. She's been doing real estate for a while now. And I always wondered what intrigued her about that. Well, guess what? She loves money. She loves money. You feel me? She loves money. And one thing I know about real estate agents, if you can do your job well, you're going to get paid. You know what I'm saying? And I know Taurus loves beauty. They love everything that's beautiful. They love nature. They love being around. And so when you're around homes, you get to be around that aura of a brand new home. And then if you got the gift of gab to go along with, the being able to see everything, you can close the deal. So yeah, my aunt is a Taurus, and she's very practical. She's very practical. And I ain't gonna lie, I didn't take her. I took her for granted early in my life. She knows so much. And even though I don't necessarily want to be a real estate agent, it doesn't mean that I can't learn anything from her. It took me more as I've gotten older to kind of pick up on just her lead by example. She's not going to talk a lot, but she'll lead by example. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that, she's working 6 days a week. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes 10-hour days. and she trying to get it in. She trying to make that money. You know what I'm saying? She's very goal oriented. So when it comes to relationships, right, and you're looking for someone who can complete your other half, if you want somebody who is focused, hardworking, get you somebody from Earth sign, if that's what you need. Now, if you already are an Earth sign, you know, they say that's the perfect match. A Taurus can go along with a Virgo. A Virgo can go along with a Taurus. Capricorn can go along with either of the two. You know what I'm saying? That's what they say, a match made in heaven. Obviously, we're just talking about just the sun sign part of it. But if you're looking for those kind of traits that we just talked about, hell yeah, get you one of those. I've never dated one, but obviously I'd be around a lot. And that's one of the things with this Twitch stuff, is that you get to mingle with people, right? You get to mingle and you get to talk to people, and I just be learning shit about people. And so, you know, you just pick up what you can, pick up what's needed, and keep moving. You know what I'm saying? And so that's one of the things I love looking for. I see we got one caller in the queue. We'll get to the call briefly. Thank you for calling in. Remember, if you want to call in to the show and chime in your thoughts about anything that we're talking about right now, you make sure you hit that call in button at the top of the chat. Welcome in, Miss Missy. How you feeling? How you doing? Clap it up for Miss Missy. How you feeling? Welcome in. Right now we are talking about, we're talking about Earth signs, and we're talking about the compatibility relationship. Now, when I get into my tier maker a little bit later, I'll kind of rank the signs on my own based on how I am compatible with them. But if you're looking for someone, like I said, practical, that can get shit done, they are the get shit done people. They're all the get shit done people. You know what I'm saying? If you lacking in getting shit done, get you one of them. Get you an Earth sign person. Get you, because I mean, I just talked about it. You know what I'm saying? The ideas be great. The ideas be great, but sometimes I don't always get shit done. So you got to find you a get shit done kind of person. And if you find a get shit done kind of person, you'll realize life is much easier for you, at least for me, because the ideas are there. It's never for me, it's never about, do I have the ideas? It's about, do I have someone that can push forward those ideas? And 2025 is all about the year of collaborations, right? Collaborating and meeting new people and filling the gaps on what you may need in your life, right? And so one of the things I know I need is to be around people who get shit done. You know what I'm saying? This show that we're doing right now is a work in progress, but I promise you, we are going to get shit done. You know what I'm saying? And so it's going to be great. And I'm looking forward to the opportunity to be able to see the growth of not only you guys, but the growth of everything I put my hard-earned time into. So shout out to you. So get you a get shit person, because I promise you, life will be easier for you. Now, let's go ahead and get another prediction in, and let's see what the next and can we take out the Earth sign, and let's see what the spin the wheel will land on. I'll give you guys a second to so we get that prediction in. So the next couple signs we gotta talk about is Earth signs, water signs, and fire signs. So we're getting ready to get another prediction poll in. We're gonna ready to spin the wheel. We're just giving out free channel points if you can guess correctly what the wheel is going to land on. So for those who don't understand what I'm talking about, if you're watching on screen and not audio, we got on the screen, I gotta take out the Earth signs. So we got air, fire, and water. So go ahead and get your channel points in. If you want channel points, we are going to be spinning the wheel to see what the next sign that we're going to be talking about. So I'll go ahead and give you guys a second to do that. Like I said, if you're looking for an Earth sign, if you're looking for a person that's practical, that's willing to get shit done, get you one of those. And speaking of that, speaking of getting one of those, Juice2099, welcome in. Welcome in, Juice2. Now, while we're doing that, I'm just curious, how many of you guys actually like believe in Zodiacs? Like, and when I say believe in it, like, I'm not saying you gotta like check the horoscopes or anything like that, but like, how many of you guys actually like believe this? Because I talk to different people, right? And they be like, Retro, why do you even believe in that bullshit? Like, you know that shit is not. And I'm like, bro, I've seen things manifest in my face. to let me believe that this is true. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't necessarily go into horoscopes, but if you look up your sign, and we'll talk more about these signs in general. And I know City John is a caller in. She can probably vouch. She's a Taurus. A lot of the things I was talking about, being practical, goal-oriented, putting your foot down, getting shit done, does that not describe you? At least from my vantage point of knowing you for 5 years now, you're a get shit done kind of person. And if you don't know how to get shit done, you find ways to get shit done. You know what I'm saying? And so I know people can sit there and say they don't believe in Zodiac, and that's cool. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. But I can personally say for myself, I have seen it work, and I've seen a lot of the things that it's this show is a prime example, and we'll get into that with the Gemini in a second. But this show is a prime example of taking what is said about my sign and put it into action. It's always talking about, well, yeah, Gemini like to talk, and I do like to talk. So let's do some more shit that involves me talking, because I can flap my gums for days. This radio show could be a long ass time. Obviously we don't have a long ass time kind of time, if that even makes sense. But at the end of the day, my goal is to entertain you in any way I can. All right, so we got the poll up. Do you believe in astrology? We got a couple votes that say yes. I appreciate that. We got a couple votes that say yes. I really don't see nobody saying no. We got a prediction as well. Make sure you get your channel points in. What is the wheel going to land on next? Is it going to land on earth sign? I mean, is it going to land on fire sign, air sign, or water sign? All right, get your points in. But yeah, they're going to put a foot in your ass. You know what I'm saying? And now that I think about it, my the aunt that I was talking about, she was very strict with my cousins, right? Like, she was very, very strict. And that goes back to that discipline. They have a certain discipline about them. They'll definitely love you, but they're very disciplined. And if you're in a household with somebody that is dominantly in the earth category, or have other earth signs in their chart, not just their sun sign, you'll realize that you'll see a lot of those practical discipline vibes. And honestly, that helps you growing up. You know what I'm saying? Because you learn those traits at an early age, and then you kind of grow into your own. You know what I'm saying? All right, so everybody in the chat believes that they believe in astrology. That's good. We're talking. I mean, that's probably why you're here. You know what I'm saying? You're probably here listening to the show because you probably believe in this shit. And trust me, we're gonna get a little deeper into this. We've kind of just scratched the surface. Marcus already gave you some of his thoughts on earth sign, and we'll chime in with Marcus a little bit later. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if you are not a believer and you want a reason to believe in this, I'm gonna give you a reason to believe in it. You feel me? So welcome in, Icon. Welcome into the Double R show. 10 in a row. Juice with the streak as well, 3 in a row. Clap it up for those guys. Appreciate y'all, man. All right, let's go ahead. We can go ahead and pull we can go ahead and close the prediction. Let's go ahead and see what it lands on. So the can't close it yet until I actually do it. So let's see. The next category of zodiac sign that we're going to talk about is, take a look. We are going to talk about the water sign. All right, clap it up for water signs. Hell yeah. Clap it up for the water signs. All right. Now, the water signs. That would be Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio, right? Now, these signs are a little bit. Now, let me tell you what the consensus thinking of this is, and I'll tell you what I think. You're a Cancer son? Clap it up for that. Where my Cancers at? Where my water signs at in general? If you are a Cancer, a Pisces, or a Scorpio, I need you to make your presence known in the chat right now. Make your presence known in the chat right now. All right. Make your presence known. All right. Let's talk about water signs. Some of the generic traits that you'll see. You'll see caring. You'll see loving, nurturers, right? The emotional sign. Obviously, all of us can be emotional. I've had emotional moments. I had an emotional moment the other day I shared with a few of you guys. So everyone can get emotional, and emotion can stem from a lot of, I mean, it can be happy, sad, angry, cry baby, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to use the word cry baby, but crying, anything that draws an emotion. But Cancer signs are more of the I welcome you into my home and I'm going to embrace you type. They give you those welcoming homebody vibes. So if I was to be invited to someone's house that was a water sign, I'm probably going to get taken care of. They're going to look out for me. They're going to care for me if they fuck with you. Now, once again, and this is not always true, but these signs are mostly known for being more to themselves. Let's analyze it. The Cancer crab. The Cancer's a crab. You know, he's cool. She cool as long as you don't bother them. They stay inside their shell. You know what I'm saying? You don't fuck with them. They cool. Now, when you start poking at the shell and you make them come out, then you get a different side. You know what I'm saying? So they can be great people. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we have quite a few people in the chat who are water signs, Cancer specifically. I know Hood Ninja, Super Duper, Elite, T-Walls. You know what I'm saying? Just to name a few. And you know, by the book, it says that my sign doesn't blend well with those signs, but what I've come to learn with me is I'm more adaptable. I'm adaptable, so I can adapt to whatever I'm working with. So it all goes back to what I was saying before. Like, you may wonder why everybody doesn't get treated the same sometimes, and that's not because of any type of favoritism or whatever. It's more of an adaptability piece for me, right? I can adapt to who I'm around. So if this is the kind of vibe you want to give me, I can adapt to that. You know what I'm saying? If this is the kind of vibe you want to give me, I can adapt to that, right? And so by the book, it says that it's not a good matchup with any of these, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. But what I've come to learn through experiences is that I understand, and this is why having an understanding is important. We talked about earlier about identifying who you're working with, right? Because once I understand like who I'm talking to, I can kind of adapt myself to that. So if you're more of the I'm not going to talk as much kind of person, I'm more of a listener, bet I can adapt. I'm a talker. If you're a talker and I'm a talker, we're probably both going to talk, but I'll adapt and I'll do a little bit more listening too, right? If you're more of a go-getter, you want to hang out and go outside more than stay inside, fine, I'll adapt to that. You know what I'm saying? And I also adapt. If you want to stay inside, you know. So I like to think that I personally can get along with a lot of people as long as like the core principles are down. And this goes beyond zodiac sign. There are just some core principles that any sign should have in terms of relationships with other people. Be respectful, you know what I'm saying? Have manners, be understanding, you know what I'm saying? Be honest and be loyal. You know what I'm saying? I feel like those are just some of the basic principle traits that anybody should have if you want to get along with me. You know what I'm saying? And then I can adapt off of everything else in terms of your core personality. But you gotta have those bullet points things. Otherwise, if any one of those are off, then it may not go well, or I may just not fuck with you. If you got more than one of those things off, then yeah, it probably with me. Now I don't know about you guys in the chat, but do you guys agree with that? I feel like regardless of zodiac sign, there are core principles that a person should have. At the very least, we start here, right? I fuck with you and then if I start noticing some of these principles that every human should have that you don't have, then it changes the whole narrative. Am I the only one like that? I feel like those are just like core principles that every human being should have. Cool Ranch, welcome in, baby. Clap it up for Cool Ranch. Welcome in to the Double R Show. We are talking all things zodiac. So right now, so let's get back into it. Ironically, Pisces. Well, let's start with Pisces. And that, like I said, that is from January. I'm sorry, excuse me. That is from February to middle March, right? And so these are, like I said, these are gonna get a lot of emotion. These are the dreamy people, right? These are people that have visions, that have that are creative minded, that are very into their own dreamy creative self. And that's kind of why, one of the reasons why I personally like these people. I'm a creative, you know what I'm saying? I can be in my own thoughts and my own dreams sometimes. And, you know, it's good to talk to people who have that kind of mindset, right? Like, there are just some things, there are just some conversations I can't have with certain people about certain things that I'm getting ready to talk about, you know what I'm saying? About having a foresight, a vision, you know what I'm saying? The creativity piece, right? Like, you know, and I'm glad you're in here, Ranch. And speaking of Ranch, you know, when we had our podcast, the Double R podcast, make sure I check that out. Wednesdays at 7 o'clock. The Retro Rewind podcast, excuse me. You talked about protecting your work, protecting your creativity. And, you know, you are really big on that. You know what I'm saying? You have all these thoughts and ideas in your brain. You were able to put those ideas to action, and then you want to protect that action. You know what I'm saying? And that's a mindset that I think I could appreciate, that kind of mindset, right? Because, you know, I wasn't thinking like that. I'm just a creator. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't always thinking about protecting my work. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of ideas here, but am I actually like serious about protecting the things that I worked hard to create? Yo, Q4, what's good? Welcome to the Double R Show, man. Clap it up for Q4. How you doing? Wavy Wah. Clap it up for Wavy Wah, everybody. Welcome in to the Double R Show. Active, welcome in. How you feeling? You can call into the show. I'm taking calls very soon. There should be a purple button on your screen if you want to chime in. All right, we're talking all things Zodiac. You can tell me anything you want about Zodiacs. All right, great to see you, Wavy Y. Great to see you, Q4. Great to see you, Active. You make a very good point. Loyalty is so rare. That's why I'm more closed up. Yeah, I value loyalty to an extreme, right? Because the minute I feel like I can't trust, then I gotta start second guessing, and I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? The people that I work best with are people that I know that I can look at and be like, all right, you loyal. If you're loyal to me, I'm loyal to you. It's just that simple. And let's keep it like that. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it like that. You feel me? But yeah, so they're a dreamy, creative person. And they also are get shit done kind of people, but they're also like homebody like people that value their space in their home, and I respect that. If you break it down, you got a fish, you got a crab, you got a scorpion. You know what I'm saying? These are all water creatures, right? Especially with the crab. I'll stay in my shell. You don't fuck with me, I don't fuck with you. You fuck with me, I'm gonna get your ass. The scorpion, you fuck with me, I'm gonna pinch your ass. So, you know, keep me, and that's just going to Scorpio. Whew. Scorpio, my goodness. I mean, these guys, I mean, and I know a little bit of this because I'm also moon in Scorpio. Heavy thinkers, very private people, right? They kind of like just keep everything in, you know, everything's personal. They are very protective, as you would think. You would think a scorpion would be protective of those around you. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, you don't want to get pinched. You don't want to get pinched by one of these. I've met a few, and if you take them there, oh, it can get explosive. It can get bad. I mean, you know, any secrets you have or whatever, you will get exposed. Scorpios are definitely the sign that will expose the fuck out of you if you take it there. Obviously they're not just gonna do that just because, but they'll take it there. Why? Because Scorpios are very good attention to detail. They see everything, and they are investigators. I don't want to say no low-key investigator. I guess you could say low-key. Just depends on how you look at it. But they investigate. They know about you. They know a lot about you. So if push come to shove, the intel was there, right? And so the cool thing is to keep them in a good headspace. They're not bad people. You know, they get a rap about being a freaky sign. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Very freaky, very quote unquote nasty, depending on how you want to define that. You know what I'm saying? So if you're looking for quote unquote good sex, good interaction, you know, especially in that area, get you a Scorpio. Get you a Pisces too, but definitely get you a Scorpio if you want some good bedroom action. You feel me? Are there any Scorpios in the chat? Are there any Scorpio? Well, I know Juice is. Do we have any other Scorpio? And am I wrong? Am I wrong about anything I've been saying so far? Very, very private, very low key, you know, very in their head. You know what I'm saying? And they, like I said, very personal. You know what I'm saying? And once again, if you don't invade my personal space, I have no problem with you. You know what I'm saying? And that's part of the reason probably why I value my personal space. You know, if you a scorpion or a crab, you in your own little bubble. Don't come over here. Don't infiltrate my bubble. I'm cool over here. But then once you do that, especially if it was unexpected or interruption, now you get a different version. Good people though, very good people. You know what I'm saying? And listen, Juice, I listen, Juice. I know, but I've had a few experiences with some. I have a few friends that are, and you know, they're cool people. They are outgoing people, but they also value, you know, their own private space, and I respect that. You know what I'm saying? And as long as it's a matter of respect, you respect me, I respect you, and it just goes right there. Lastly, we got we got Cancer. I did talk about Cancer a little bit. The nurturers, the homebodies, you know what I'm saying? They're also get shit done type of people. And they also protect their energy, their love. So if you want somebody that's gonna love you and protect you, get yourself a Cancer. Get yourself any of these war signs. Get yourself a Cancer, please. They're gonna do everything they can to protect you, because they like to protect their own bubble. But if they fuck with you, they're gonna protect you. So if you need somebody in your life that is down for the cause and down for you, you know, and like I say, that could be any sign, but the consensus is that get you a water sign if you want somebody to hold it down, like really, really hold it down for you. And what do they say? They say water and ground mix, right? So the first two signs that we talked about was water and earth, right? So if you are either one of those signs, either get you somebody in the same group, or you can get you a water sign if you're looking for it. It all depends on what you feel like you need in your life. And when we get to the other signs, it'll kind of round everything out. But just really ask yourself the question, what do I lack? And if I'm in a relationship or a friendship with a person, what do I need that this person can offer me? And that's really how you got to look at this in terms of just even on Twitch. You know what I'm saying? It's so crazy. We was doing the podcast with Zed, Supreme, Big Sean, and Prowl yesterday. And you know, after everything was over, I went up to I was in Prowl's stream yesterday. He was playing 2K. So if you like 2K, go check out my man Prowl. I don't know if he's still in. He was in here earlier, but I asked him. I said, bro, I see that you into podcasting. Like, if that's something like you into broadcasting media. He was like, hell yeah, I went to school for that shit. And I was like, ain't no way, because bro, I'm trying to get into that. I'm trying to get into the media, radio, broadcasting field, and I learned something new, right? And I wouldn't have learned that had I not asked the question. And this is what I'm saying. You just ask probing questions. I just be asking probing questions to kind of learn about people. You know what I'm saying? Had I not asked, I may have not known. You know, I may have took a while to find out. You're right. And so the thing is, you want to find people that have common interests with you, right? And also find out things that you lack that you can pick up from other people. Some people lead by example. Sometimes you might need a person that's on your shoulder a little bit to kind of tell you what you may need, or to assist you in what you may need. There's two types of people in that regard. Lead by example, you know what I'm saying? Or they're gonna verbally tell you, and you know, you just gotta pick up shit. You know what I'm saying? So you said usually quiet, but convos with myself. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with having a conversation with yourself. You know, I've been listening to this audio book the last week, and it talk, and I'll talk about that more on a Double R show on another episode. But it talks about, if you can control your thinking, you can control your life, right? And so it talks about, you know, if you stop, like, the negative thinking, I'm talking about, if you stop the negative thinking as a thought and think about how can I turn that negative into a positive, things will be much better for you, right? So talking to yourself, if you're talking to yourself, you just want to tell yourself all good things. Put all good things in your head, right? Because the more good you put in your head, the more good will come out, right? And so talking to yourself is not a bad thing. I know it gets a bad rap for being like you're crazy, but it's not a bad thing at all. I actually do it all the time, and that's how I kind of reel myself in a little bit with some things, because sometimes I do just say anything, right? And now I'm getting to the point where it's like, okay, think about it, talk about it in your head. Does this make sense to talk about in this moment? Does it make sense at all? You know what I'm saying? And so it's helped me to kind of stop myself from being impulsive sometimes, you know, give myself some grace and think about it. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that, Lurk. Thank you, beautiful. Thank you. So yeah, does anybody in the chat, do y'all talk to yourself? If you don't, and it's because it gets a bad rap, forget about that shit. You're not crazy, you're not wild, you're not just, you know, it's not far-fetched. I'm telling you it helps. I'm telling you it helps. You know what I'm saying? Especially when those times where there's no one to talk to, right? You know, you're looking for people to talk to, and there's literally no, talk to yourself, right? Because what's in here doesn't mean it has to come out here, right? So, and I've been working on that a lot lately. And I know this is a little bit off topic, but I've been putting in the Discord, I've been talking to some people just about this transitional phase that we are going to. As a matter of fact, do I have a video? I have City John dropped a video in the chat a while ago. Let me see if I had this. I sent this to a few people. Let me see if I can get that pulled up real quick. I think it's a great listen to. And City John, I appreciate you for sending this video. If I can find it real quick, I'll drop it in the chat. Shout out to you for sending it to us, because I think it's very beneficial to understand a lot of this shit. Let me where is it? City Bureau. I don't thought I had it on standby. Hold on. I do want to share this. I do want to share this real quick. The reason why I'm even looking for this is because I think it's very valuable. Because I'm in the middle of a transition right now. I know I am, because I've been talking about doing like stuff like this for a while now, right? And it's time. It's time. All the planning, all the brainstorming, it has led to this, right? This is our first official episode. You guys are going to be seeing more of this, and we're going to hone our craft, and we're going to work on this to the fullest extent, because I want to be good at what I do. I want to be great at what I do. I don't want to be just good. You know what I'm saying? I want to be great at what I do. And in order to get great at what you do, you gotta hone your craft, right? And so I'm gonna drop this in the chat real fast. Give me 1 sec. I'm trying to. Sorry for the pausing here. There we go. You guys should go check that out. See, John, thank you for sharing that. That video, I was watching a little bit of it today. It's really good, and you can thank City John for sharing that, because that video is really good, and it gives you a lot of insight on what's going on. So if you feel like shit's been weird lately, or not, and for the good or the bad, listen, it all depends on how you interpret it. You should go check it out, right? Because I was wondering the same thing. Well, what's going on with me? Like, I'm being groomed for something bigger, right? And I have to overcome certain hurdles or certain things that may have been bothering me, or you know, or as a challenge. I've got to overcome that, right? You can't get to the next level if you can't work, if you're still working on the things that you've been trying to work on 3-4 years ago, right? And so I know as more and more hurdles are coming towards me, and instead of me taking, this is where I've been getting better at, instead of me looking at this as, oh my God, here we go again, another issue and another, you know what I'm saying? Instead of doing like that, embrace it and be like, okay, what can I learn from this hurdle, right? Because in order to get to where I want to get to, I've got to overcome certain barriers, certain hurdles, right? So if you feel like you're being overwhelmed, or you feel like a lot has been happening in your life that you feel like shouldn't, embrace it. Don't complain, embrace. You know what I'm saying? Because you're being set up for something bigger, but you got to be able to overcome, right? So the ascension can't happen if you still got old baggage. And so I've been reading, like I said, I've been reading more audio. I've been doing shit I haven't done in years. Like I was telling, I forgot who I was talking to. I ain't gonna lie to you, I haven't read a book. Like, this is Double R, right? This is Double R show where we get raw and real. I haven't read a book. I haven't read a full book from beginning to end since like college. And college was, the last year I was in college was that 2013, 2014, maybe 2013. I don't remember. Whatever the year the Ravens won the Super Bowl, I think it was 2013. I ain't read a full book in 10 plus years, right? And so all of a sudden I'm noticing I'm getting back into reading and writing shit down. I'm like, bro, I ain't done this shit since college. What is going on here, right? So I know something good has happened because I'm starting to do things that I didn't do before, and that's the maturation process, right? You have to mature and get out of that shell. You know, like I was just talking about the crab, or you can even talk about a snake. You gotta shed the skin, right? You gotta shed that skin and embrace doing shit that you may have not been doing before. You learn shit from it, and so that's what's been happening with me. And so I watched that video and I was like, wow. So if you feel like shit's been going down, tap into that video. It may help out. All right, let's go ahead and do the next sign. So we talked about the Earth sign, we talked about the Taurus, the Virgo, and the Capricorn. And it's been, speaking of wavy wise, thank you for being here. I know you got a birthday coming up, my guy. Do you have any plans for your birthday, man? You don't, I mean, obviously you don't gotta, obviously you gotta put it in the chat, and I know you won't. But if you got any birthday plans, let me know. You feel me? Let me know. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing your own thing, perfectly fine. But if you need a little recap charisma, you know, a little pep preak, a little spice, you know what I'm saying? And everything nice, you know what I'm saying? Let me know. All right, let me know. All right, I'll be, yeah, clap it up for that. Yeah, happy early birthday, Wavy. All right, we got predictions. We're getting ready to spin the wheel for the next Zodiac sign that we're going to talk about. Here's a chance for you to get free channel points, right? So go ahead and vote your channel points. Vote on what Zodiac sign is going to be next. We're going to talk about air or fire. If you get it right, you get free channel points. So I'll give you guys a chance to go ahead and do that. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate everybody for being here, man. We getting this thing popping. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on some things, and we going to do this thing right. If I'm gonna put all my eggs into a basket, we're gonna go in with this shit. You know what I'm saying? So Wavy, thank you. Wavy, again, thank you, because we've had numerous conversations over the last month or so. And, you know what I'm saying? We've been able to help each other out along with some other people. So thank you for being a part of the journey. You know what I'm saying? I love when people see, I love you guys, because you guys are getting to see the foundational stuff at a very early beginning here, right? So when this thing pop off, you know what I'm saying, I know the ones who saw it from the ground up. And so sometimes that's what you gotta do. You gotta start all over again, and that's cool, right? Plant the seed and let it grow, right? And so that's what this is. Like I said, I've been wanting to do this for a very long time, and I watch talk show, radio, game show. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this is something I would love to do, right? Well, now we gotta plant the seed, water it, and let it grow. So we're in that stage right now. And so everybody who's been along this journey, I absolutely appreciate you guys, because you guys make this. Make sure y'all vote fire or air. We got two Zodiac signs to go. Make sure y'all vote. And while y'all vote, I'm gonna go ahead and take a quick puff. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, Wavy, how was the rest of the stream earlier too, man? Oh, we had a great time. Yeah, can we get some more? Yeah, go ahead and vote your prediction points in. What sign are we going to talk about next? Earth sign or fire sign? I mean, sorry, I keep saying Earth. Maybe because City Beautiful's in here. I keep saying Earth. Air or fire signs? The only two signs we got left. Hell yeah. I was wondering about that because I saw you off. I was like, wait, Wavy's off on a Tuesday? That's rare. So what did your days get changed? Did they get changed, or is it still Wednesday? You just had an off day today. I was very surprised. See, I was like, wait, Wavy, wow, which makes sense because you were on late last night, and I'm like, wait, Wavy don't usually be on this late on a Monday evening. What's going on here? You called the hell out. Have it up for there. All right. And I don't blame you one bit. All right, let's go ahead and pull a wheel. All right, we can go ahead and wrap the predictions up right there. Let's go ahead and pull a wheel. All right, next sign we're going to talk about is, wait, why are these spaces still in here? Hold up. Why are these spaces still in here though? Hold on. That's weird. Why are there still spaces in here even though they've already been pulled? So what do they want to do on a double R show here? They just want us to keep spinning till we hopefully land on something. And ironically, we're not landing on either one of the two that we need to land on here. This is hilarious. Y'all see this? This is hilarious. All right, there we go. Clap it up for air. Clap it up for the air. Yeah, I don't know what that was about, bro. I don't know what that was about. All right. Well, here's the fun part, at least for me, because I am an air sign. Let's talk about it. We got 3 air signs. You guys can see on the screen. We got Gemini, which is me. We got Libra, and we got Aquarius, right? And these are the people that are going to do shit like this, right? Talk. Yapper, right? Talk. All right, we're going to talk, which is why I'm doing this radio show, which is why I do like I said, I love podcasting and love games because, you know, we like to talk. We like to analyze, we like to talk. We're the ideas people, right? We're the people that have the ideas and, you know, and we try to bounce the idea. We're very, what's the word? I mean, people look at indecisive as a bad thing. I look at indecisiveness as it's a two-way street, right? There are times where being indecisive has saved me from some things that have happened, right? Like, for example, I remember a couple years ago, before COVID, there was this, no, not, was it COVID? It was the event that happened in Vegas. Remember there was a shooting in Vegas from the guy from the hotel or the whatever it was. Well, we were supposed to go to that, right? We were supposed to go to that. It was like the idea was out there because I had only been to Vegas one time, right? And we were supposed to go back to Vegas, right? And I think it was just something with funding and whatever, and we didn't go. And then what happened, right? Dude, that shooting happened, right? That whole it was crazy, right? So, but it was a little bit of indecisive, but on my part it was more about money. But from my friend point of view, it was like he just changed his mind, right? And so that indecisiveness, and then there's been times where it's backfire, right? Where I get caught in this mental tug of war, right? Where I'm thinking about, yeah, I want to do it. No, I don't want to do it. Yeah, and then I'm overthinking about, I'm overthinking. I'm thinking about the pros and the cons, which you should think about that kind of shit. But it needs to come to a point where you have a solid foundational answer. And there's been plenty of times where my overthinking indecisiveness has got me caught up or got me, you know, in a rut. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, we're a little bit indecisive, you know what I'm saying? But we're great people. If you need somebody to talk to, come talk to, you already know you can talk to me. I can talk to me. You feel me? If you need ideas, right? Talk to, and then especially Aquarius, right? Aquarius is free spirit. They're not emotional, they're not emotionally attached to anything, right? So if you need a non-biased answer with no emotion attached to it, go find you an Aquarius. They're gonna tell you exact. I mean, all 3 here are tell it like it is people because of the native tongue, right? The natural ability to speak. Now, of course, doesn't mean everybody is going to tell the truth, but by nature, that's the way it's supposed to work, right? And so if you need some ideas or some thoughts, or you just need somebody to talk to, find you one of these 3. The Libra is more of a balance. Obviously, it's a scale. You know, they're balanced. They love. It's a love. I don't want to say a love-hate relationship, but they're very balanced. They're very even keel, right? So if you want to find somebody that can kind of give you neutral and unbiased, a Libra is going to work for you, right? And so I'm curious, has anybody in the chat ever been with or dated or been in a relationship with somebody in the air sign? And if you have, talk to me in the chat. We do have the lines open if you want to call into the show and chime in on your chime in with your thoughts. We do have a button at the top of your screen. It is a call-in button. All you gotta do is hit that call-in button, or if you don't see that or it's not working for you, feel free to join the Retro Lounge waiting room, and we'll get you in. All right. So I'm curious, is anybody in the chat only because society values automatic and permanent certainty, but there's nothing wrong with taking time to make decisions? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. There is absolutely nothing wrong with taking the time to think about what is best for your future. And if that means taking 5 minutes, that 5 minutes could be the difference between your life being saved and the alternative, right? And so I think that's big, City John. I really do. I really do. You know what I'm saying? And so, like I said, get you a air sign if you're looking for someone that's going to talk to you, encourage you, give you ideas, you know, shit like that. Now, Marcus, we haven't heard from you in a little bit about this. I'm curious to hear your opinion about the earth sign, because what are you are a fire sign, right? Or well, just give me your opinion about the air sign.
Retro as far as air signs to me, anything involving information and talking.
Okay.
You are a Gemini, right?
Yes, I am.
Shit. Yes. You love talking. They call you yapper as it is.
Oh, come on, really?
Which is cool and all, but I see like journalism, a public relations person, or even like a therapist of some shit.
I could be a therapist. I mean, I could be. I mean, you're right. I mean, you're right about that. You're right. I could see myself. I don't know if I want to be a therapist, but I could see me because of how I see people. I could see that. Journalism, I think when I was in school, I was bouncing around majors, right? I was bouncing between computers, computer technology, wanted to program. I did a couple communications classes, right? And I didn't really know what I wanted to do when I was in college, right? But I did take a communications class because I wanted to do journalism. I wanted to do sports journalism, right? And you know, I still kind of want to do it, you know what I'm saying? And or sports radio talk, which is why I was talking to Prowl yesterday, and he was like, I want to get into sports media. I'm like, bet. We can definitely do some collaborations because I'm trying to get into the same thing. And the one thing I realized is, listen, a dream is only killed when you kill it, right? A dream will always be a dream until you put some action to it. So all these years I've been wanting to do sports journalism, sports media, broadcasting. I've been putting it off a little bit, right? And so I feel like the time is now to like start putting some action to these ideas, these dreams, right? A dream can only go but so far, right? A dream can only go as far as you want it to go, right? Oh, Generic Dogo, thank you for the 5 streak, Generic Dogo. Appreciate that, man. Thank you, Generic Dogo. How you feeling? Welcome into the Double R Show. We're talking all things Zodiac. Right now, we're talking about air signs, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. Welcome in. I appreciate that 5 months, man. It's been 5 months already, bro. That's insane. I absolutely appreciate you for that, man. So yeah, he's right. He's talking about journalism. He's talking about sports writing. He's talking about a therapist. I mean, if you are a one of those signs, the Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, let me know in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Gemini, we're very talkative. You know what I'm saying? We talk a lot. Like I said, we're quick with it. I'm quick thinking, quick to have a response. You know what I'm saying? I'm just describing myself a little bit. Curious, yeah. I like to know shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do like to know shit. And the way it comes off is people like to tell me shit. So a lot of times I don't even gotta go looking for shit. People just like telling me shit. You know, and that's why I feel like that journalism comes in play. Because when you're in media, sports media, you always want to get the story, right? Well, if you have that natural ability for people to want to tell you shit, there's the story right there. That's why I do the Retro Rewind podcast. People just are open to tell me their story, and I'm open to listen to it. You know what I'm saying? And so if there was, I'm not necessarily into book writing, but if there was ever anybody was like retro recap, write a book about my life with the things I told you, I could do it because people have told me shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I can give a little piece of information about everybody in here because I'm just naturally good at just identifying and learning people. You know what I'm saying? And so that's one of my traits that I like. Now as far as a Libra personalities, like I said, they're more balanced. They are charismatic. They are very artistic and very, very lovable and charming. They have a charm appeal to them, and they like to support people. Which ironically, I think Generic Dogo said he's a well, I ain't gonna say I know Generic Dogo's a Libra, which makes sense. Generic Dogo is a Libra, and he likes to support. He's a W supporter. It makes sense. You're charming, you love people, you're a supporter. You know what I'm saying? So I think that for you is right up the alley. That's what I'm saying. When people say they don't believe in it, I understand it, but when you start hearing some of these traits and ask yourself, does this fit me? You really think about, like, it starts to hit, right? Like, oh, this shit is right. This shit is talking about me a little bit here. Then you start becoming a believer of it. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not here to convince or to make anybody a believer per se. Now, if that ends up happening as a result of this, then it is what it is. But I feel like there's a lot of truth to this shit. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of truth to this shit. Now, career path for a Libra, I think, obviously journalism, writing, they can talk to. They could be a therapist, right? Because they care about people, right? So a therapist kind of has to care about you a little bit in order to, like, help you get through what you got to get through. You kind of have to give a fuck about the person you're working with, right? And get details. So yeah, a therapist could work. I don't know. I'm trying to think of some Libras that I know off the top of my head. I can't really think of any off the top of my head that I know. But they're great people, and they're great conversationalists. You just gotta find you one. They're generic. Find you one. Find you a Libra. I promise you, you'll enjoy them. You know what I'm saying? Find you a Libra. They're good people. All right, and then the last one, we talked about Aquarius a little bit. We ain't talk about them all the way. Aquarius. I happen to be a Aquarius rise, so I have two Earth signs in the top 3, which would be the Sun, the Moon, and the Rising. And like I said, this is not a class that I'm going to be. This is not a class per se. This is a radio show. If you want to, and we'll talk about 𝐂𝐚𝐬𝐡 promo in a second. But if you want to get your reading done, or if you want to know more about, you know, that, then go talk to City John. She can school you and teach you about, you know, placements and all that, about Sun, Moon, 4th house, 5th house. You know what I'm saying? Go talk to City John. And matter of fact, clap it up for City John, by the way. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So, yeah, hell yeah. Clap it up for City John. Hell yeah. All right. Now, Aquarius, very innovative, very creative. The air signs are all creative because we think with our brains. So no matter which one of these 3 you talk to in terms of a relationship or part, you're going to get a thinker. You're going to get innovative. You're going to get creative. And I'm letting the ganja tap in a little bit here. So along with the creativity and like I said, they're emotionally detached. So if you want somebody unbiased, or you want somebody that won't put emotions into the equation, you get yourself an Aquarius. So if you look at, like, for example, if you are, if they can make good managers, right? Because if something pop off, they're going to look at it from the unbiased emotional standpoint. They're going to give you the decision based on what they see, not the emotional part of it. You know what I'm saying? And that's very, very good stuff. In certain situations where you need an unbiased, a non-emotional opinion, right? They're visionary. They can see things a mile away, and I think that's probably where my visionary comes from. Is the rising sign. I think all my placements have visionary like abilities. I think the Gemini, Scorpio, and the rising Aquarius do have a visionary level aspect to them. What's the other thing they say about Aquarius? They go against the grain. I think that's the biggest one. The go against the grain. I don't. Your answer is not the answer, right? I think that's probably the biggest one. It was funny. We was talking to Active yesterday or the other day, and he was talking about his job. Going to send him no call, no show for being injured, and he was like, "The hell with that." All right, bet. That's how y'all want to play. Bet I'm gonna get my lawyer on y'all because y'all playing games. Like, just because y'all see it like that doesn't mean that that's the right way, you know. And I will be rebellious to that. Welcome in, Elite, to the Double R Show. Welcome in. How you feeling? How you doing, Elite? What's good? How about for Elite? So, if you're looking for a relationship, an unbiased relationship, someone that does fuck with you, but remember, they're very independent people, right? So don't get too concerned if they're more focused on their growth than a relationship. I'm not saying that they aren't relationship oriented people. Obviously the other placements in the chart will kind of factor that in, but they're very independent people, meaning they're into what they do. So if you're in a relationship with this sign, be prepared to have those moments where they are kind of doing their own thing. And if you're one of those emotional people that needs that attachment, you know, sometimes this may be one of those things where you may not get it all the time. Even with me, even a Gemini, like I can be emotionally detached sometimes too. The problem with me is there are times where I can get overly attached to things, and I've been working on that, about separating that attachment piece, which is I ain't even say it's a struggle. It is what I go through. You know what I'm saying? I'm the epitome of yin and yang. I can be too much of this or too much of that. You know what I'm saying? Any given day, I'm wrestling with the tug of war, like I said earlier, of being like, some days I can be non-emotional and some days I can be too emotional. You know, it's crazy. So, and I'm not looking at it as a bad thing. It's just something I've been dealing with my whole life, of like this yin and yang, right? Like I am the epitome of 50-50, right? Like it's crazy how I can be. It's like some days, you know. And so what I've been working on is identifying early, what kind of day is this going to be for recap, right? So if it's going to be one of those days, I need to like keep my distance from people, because I don't want this kind of day I'm having right now to be around other people, because I don't really want to deal with it myself, right? So I've been learning to. What's up, Sosa? What's good, man? Welcome to the Double R Show. How you feeling today, man? Clap it up for Sosa. I've been learning. There are days where depending on how I'm feeling, I know I can't be around people, right? And then there are days where I'm like, I'm the most social person in the world, right? So it's that tug of war, right? It's that tug of war that I've been working on myself, where I'm the epitome of yin and yang, right? I could be having a rainy day one day and then a sunny day one day. It's crazy. And I know you could just say that's called life, but that happens to me a lot. And so if I'm dating someone, or someone is dating a Gemini sign, for example, be prepared for that. That's why they always say we're very moody, right? Because some days you don't know what you're going to get. Some days I don't even know what I'm going to present. You know what I'm saying? I know when I wake up, I can kind of tell what kind of day it is. And so, you know, I've been learning to not put that kind of vibe sometimes on people around me, because people don't need that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody going through their own thing. But when I'm on and I feel amazing, like I feel right now, I'm on. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, if you a kind of person, if you a spontaneous kind of person who really don't care about what version you're going, then cool, then date me, right? Date me, because I'm an open book. You know, I'm gonna just be whatever any given day. And you know, if you like not seeing the same shit every single day, then get you one of us, or get you another air sign. Because what we're gonna do, you're gonna get a little bit of something. You know, you're not gonna get boring. I'll tell you that much. You're not gonna get boring at all. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get a boring person at all. That's one thing about me. When I'm on, you're gonna get energy, charisma, a little mental stimulation, right? And then there's some days when I'm just like, yeah, this ain't it. This ain't it, you know? And so the key with me is mastering when to present myself at any given time. I know if I'm on this day, I know I need to present myself like I'm doing today. Today is one of those days where I'm on it, right? And so when I'm on it, I need to present that good energy and those gifts. I'm not saying I'm bad energy, but it's like there are some days, just like everybody, but there are some days where I'm much better than other days. And I like to take advantage of these kind of days where I'm at my best to like spread whatever I need to spread to anybody else that wants it, right? And so, you know, so if you're in a relationship and you're looking for something like that, get you one of us. Get you one of us. I promise you. If you like impromptu, you like spontaneous, you know what I'm saying? Get you one of us. Now, if you like routine and you like things to be the same, then yeah. I'm not saying we're probably not your number one option you should go to. But if you like unpredictability, you know, randomness, here you go. I wonder how many people even knew this show was even happening today. You know what I'm saying? I wonder, just because as of last week, I didn't even know this was going to go down like it did. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, that the spontaneous part of this, right? I didn't even know I was going to do this show, this format, the way it's happening right now. You know, and so that's the beauty of it. I wake up sometimes and I have ideas. Sometimes I wake up, oh, conscious beauty. Conscious beautiful. Conscious beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate that. Conscious beautiful. Welcome in. Welcome in. Generic Dogo, great to see you. Sosa, I'm doing good, man. How you feel? How was your day today, man? Miss Missy, great to see you as well. I can see this has been a good stream. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. And I appreciate that, Sosa, man. Great to see you, bro. Conscious Beauty, how was your stream? Welcome to the Double R Show. This is the official Double R Show. The official one, right? Where we're actually doing it the way it needs to be done. Great to see you. Thank you for being here. And it's really a pleasure to have you. Hope you had a wonderful stream. You know what I'm saying? We are taking callers, right? There should be a button at the top of your screen. If you would like to call into the show and talk all things Zodiac, right? Go ahead and hit that call button or join the Retro Lounge waiting room if you would like to be a person that talks on the show. We already got one caller lined up, and I appreciate you for that. If you'd like to call in, feel free. Otherwise, you can, talk in the chat. It's great to have you here. I was listening and try not to interrupt. Okay, all good. All good. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for that. That button got me weak. Yeah, hit that button. All right. So with that being said, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna wrap it up with the fire sign. Can we get a clap it up for the fire signs? All right. So the fire signs, right? This is, yeah, clap it up. Yeah, clap it up for the fire. Yeah, clap it up. This will be your Aries. This will be your Aries, your Sagittarius, and your Leos. Now, I don't want to spoil the show, but y'all know how. Yeah, we talked about Pisces earlier, man. Don't worry though. Don't worry. I am going to be taking snippets of this show, and I'll be posting it. I'm actually gonna be posting a snippet from each zodiac sign. Spoiler alert. I guess the spoilers out, but so don't you worry. As a matter of fact, bro, I'll tag you in the video when I do the Pisces one. I'll tag you in it, bro. Because I knew you'd be interested in a lot. But we're not done yet. We're not done yet. Yeah, I'll definitely tag you, bro. So don't you worry, man. But yeah, I've already kind of given you the snippet. Yeah, I am gonna be posting these clips. But yeah, hell yeah. Yo, icon. Okay, fire. So let's get into it. Leo. Let's talk about Aries. These people, Aries, right? These people are these are your go-getters, right? These are your people that are assertive. Once again, another put your foot down, get shit done. They are also the one. Then you want to talk about mouthy, like yapping mouthy. You know what I'm saying? Leos talk. I mean, not Leos. Fire signs will talk, right? They make their opinion known. And they don't give a fuck who hears it. They don't give a fuck what you think, right? They don't give a fuck what you think, right? Very independent people. I don't need you. I can do shit on my own. They're those kind of people. Now, it's not to say that they don't mind having help, but they're more of a, I can do shit on my own. I'm goal oriented, I'm independent, I'm bold. You know what I'm saying? They make for good leaders, right? I know from my experiences in the work field, a lot of the managers that I had were probably either Leos or Aries people, right? They make for good bosses. They make for people with power, people of leadership, very charismatic people. Aries definitely charismatic people, right? They're assertive, they're lovable, they're likable, you know what I'm saying? So but there is this notion that Aries are like not the best, like they like mean people, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, does anybody think Aries are mean people? And if so, can you give me like an experience that you had with this? Now I'm gonna ask Marcus. Marcus, now you've been in here, you've been listening to the zodiac signs. Aries energy, how do you feel about it? What do you think about Aries energy?
Retro, if I'm being honest. Not at all.
Really?
Being an Aries doesn't mean someone is mean.
Okay.
Astrology suggests Aries individuals born between March 21st and April 1st are typically known for being bold, confident, energetic, and assertive.
True. I said that.
I'm not sure why some people say that Retro. They be hating on Aries. It's all good though.
Okay.
We don't have to be liked. Sometimes those traits can come across as aggressive or impatient, especially if someone is very direct. But that doesn't make them mean. Personality really comes down to upbringing, experiences, and individual choices, not just a zodiac sign. There are kind, caring Aries out there just like in every other sign. Maybe we can get some of the viewers to call in and tell us what they think.
Yeah, and I do think, first of all, clap it up for Marcus, everybody. I do think you make a lot of good points there. I mean, like I said, the zodiac sign doesn't tell the whole story, right? I can't just pinpoint Aries to being mean. Now, you said something about sometimes being bold and direct can come off as being mean, and I do see what you're saying there, right? Sometimes the truth hurts, right? Sometimes you can be blunt, and sometimes you can be super honest, and it could come off as being mean. Whole time I'm telling you the truth, my truth. And you know, this is where we talked about the Aquarius earlier. They take the feelings out of it. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of people say Aries and Aquarius mix very well, right? Because they're going to be, or Aries, any fire sign with an Aquarius, because they don't take things personal, right? Right? There's an emotional detachment part of it, where okay, go ahead and be blunt, go ahead and be honest, right? I can take it, right? And so that's why that works well together. Now, any sign can be mean. I've seen a bunch of mean people, and I mean, when I say mean, I mean as in like no regard for any human opinion, right? And just I'm gonna disrespect you, and I'm gonna talk about you the way you know what I'm saying. I've seen that. That could be any sign. Now, with the experiences I've had, yeah, a lot of my managers were very loud, right? They made their presence known. Like, I remember I had this one lady that used to work for Best Buy, right? She used to work the evening shift, and you would know that she's coming in because you could literally hear her yelling in the parking lot, right? She was just like that. She made her presence known, and I was just like, okay, I mean, that's your thing, but like, damn, why do you have to be so? Why do you gotta be so, you know, why do you gotta be that way? But at the end of the day, each person is their own person. But they got shit done, right? So whenever I had an issue at the cash register with a customer, I call them right over. They'll get shit done, right? They'll look out for you. They're assertive, and they don't take no shit, right? So there's been plenty of times working where, you know, I needed that extra assistance, and I called them right on over, and shit got handled. So if you're looking for a sign like that, Yeah, they're going to be the ones that are going to look out for you too. But also know they're independent. They don't need you either. From their point of view, they don't need you either. I can do shit all by myself. I don't need you, right? And I'm not saying it as in like being in a relationship with one, you're just there just to be there. They love to have you, you know, especially Aries. They're very loyal. They're very generous. I think generous is another good word to use. If you want a good loyal friend who's generous, right? Who they'll tell you like it is, but they're very generous, right? Get you one of those, man. And I mean generous as in like you don't have to ask for shit. They'll just give it to you. My grandmother's like that, right? She'll just give me like shit. I'm like, damn. I'm very appreciative of it, but I know if that was my mom wouldn't do that. My mom is not as generous as my grandmother, right? She's more of a, you know, I mean, and I'm not saying this is wrong. Like, you need to work for everything you want, right? Whereas my grandmother's like, all right, you know, like this streaming shit. You know, I am literally doing this content as a full-timer, and she understands, okay, there's a bigger purpose here for why you're home most of the time. You're trying to work on a greater purpose here. I understand that. I'll give you everything that you need to make sure that you can survive while you go and work on your craft. Whereas my mother, if I was living with my mother or my mother was living with me, she'd be like, no, you need to go work. And you're gonna need to find a way to make this streaming and this work together. There is no, you get to be home and hopefully work on your, you know what I'm saying? And so that's the difference in styles. And that's what I'm saying. So that's why I always say relationships matter, right? Relationships matter. Who you associate yourself with can give you so many different results. And so being able to pick or being able to associate yourself or knowing who to associate yourself with is a big ass deal, because you could be influenced in a good way or a not so good way. All depends on how you, all depends on the energy that you're around. And Sage and I talk about this all the time. Energy is real. And understanding the energy makes a big difference, right? And so Leos are great. Leos are one of my favorite signs, right? They are the people that are seen the most. Like they are front and center of anything, right? I look at some famous people like Triple H and Shawn Michaels and Barack Obama. Barack Obama was president. Like they like to be front and center, and they're good at what they do, right? They're the people that are they have charisma. They have a lot of charisma, a lot of creativity. They are great workers, great performers. And they work hard, and they're very proud. They have a very proud, what's the word? I don't know what the word I would say, trait about them, right? They have an ego. These are the people that you're going to see a lot of with a lot of pride and ego. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying this in a bad way. It's how they are, right? They're proud. They're proud of what they do. They're proud of their existence, right? And they want you to see them. They want you to see them up front and up close and personal, right? And when you don't see them or show them, that may affect the image a little bit because they want to be seen, right? And so, you know, if you are a person that loves to give attention to people, a Leo loves it, right? They love it. Like go, you know, shower them with all the attention and love. They love that kind. They love soaking in being seen, right? And so when we talk about good vibes, confident, good leaders, like I said, most of the managers I had were Leos or just people of the fire sign. They get shit done, charismatic, you know what I'm saying? And so it all, like I said, it all depends on what you're looking for, right? They're great people, they're great leaders. You know, if you, in the household, you know what I'm saying, shit gets done, right? Because that's their nature. And then Sagittarius is another one, another good one. This is actually the ones I have the most friends in. It's Sagittarius. Like we're just, in terms of me, like every sign has an opposite sign, and that's not, like I said, that's not something for me to talk about in this show today. But they're great people, right? Like me and them get along very great conversationalists. You know what I'm saying? They have a philosophical approach. Y'all know, some of y'all who know who Rambo is. Rambo's been on the show a few times over the years. Very philosophical thinker, right? So if I ever have a conversation, see, when I have a conversation with him, I already know how it's gonna go, right? He's gonna tell you shit about what he thinks and what he believes and principles, right? He thinks like that. So I don't always think like that. So when I want to learn something like that, I go right to him, bro. He'll tell me some shit. I'm like, oh damn, you really be thinking outside the box like that. He don't think surface shit. Like, he thinks layers, right? So there's your surface level thinking, and then there's layers that go with it. You know what I'm saying? And being able to untangle the layers and not just taking things for status quo. They're just like Aquarius, they're the rebellions as well, right? They don't go with status quo. They go against the grain. Their brains are thinking outside the box and not in the box, right? So if you need somebody in your life that thinks like that just doesn't think surface level and will wow your brain with some shit, you go find you one of them, right? And I'm glad to know Rambo and a few people, because a lot of my thinking, a lot of some things that I've been thinking about over the last few years come from people like him who will tell you some shit and be like, damn, I wasn't thinking like that, bro. I don't know how many times in a conversation with him I said, damn, I wasn't even thinking like that. Like, you got me thinking on some deeper level shit. So if you like that kind of shit, which I do, go find you one of them. You know what I'm saying? And they'll, like I said, they'll blow your mind. And so Marcus, I think you are you're a fire sign, right? Or just want to make sure you're a fire sign, right? I think so. Being a fire sign, I guess you can probably tell me a little bit more about how they actually like get down.
Retro, that's actually a great point you made about the fire signs. They are go-getters, like to push forward with action. Retro, my guy. I'm a Leo,
Okay.
so if I'm just speaking personally, I would say like an entrepreneur.
Okay.
I like running my own shit.
Okay.
Sales or marketing executive. I like to be the boss who runs the place. Some may like being in the military or law enforcement, maybe even like a professor or educator. They love learning and sharing knowledge. That's what I think, at least.
Okay, I mean, and that's fair. You know, I think that's a fair assessment. You know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, being in the limelight, wanting to be seen, right? Like, I think that's a very, very good point. I think that's a trait with all three of those signs, right? Is leadership. They are charismatic, and they are rebellious. Like, if you want a sign that don't just take the bullshit, the status quo bullshit, you find you one of those. So I think you're right. And Marcus, I didn't even know that you was a Leo, so that ties right into it. I love Leos, and Leos are very good at what they do when they put their mind to it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, that could go for any sign, right? That doesn't mean it's just that sign. But if you're looking for a sign that's gonna be straightforward with you, blunt, honest, and no bias, you go find you one of those. Clap it up, everybody, for the Zodiac signs. All right. I think that was great. We have a few more segments to go. We're gonna take a quick break in a second. But before we do that, we're talking about astrology signs, right? So if you would like to get a free reading, so like if you want to get your chart done, I talked about this early in the show, right? Where you can get your natal chart done, right? So your chart, if you know your date of birth, where you were born, and the city that you were born, the free natal chart can kind of tell you the rest of the placements in your house if you want to get a full reading, and that can give you more insight of your life. And maybe, and like I said, believe it if you want to believe it. It's not, it's not one of those things where you got to take the gospel, but if you are curious or open to receiving a different kind of perspective about where your life may go, we can do a reading. Now, Siege, I had the link in the, I thought I had in the chat on a scrolling announcement. If we don't have that link up front of me, I can go ahead and drop it in the chat right now. So here we go. I'll put it in the chat for you guys. Here's the link right here. All right. This is Sid John's paper bell link. I'm actually going to show you guys right here on this next screen. All right. So this is City John's intuitive reading. This is the retro gang exclusive, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to run a raffle, right? We're going to run a raffle for you guys. You guys can enter the raffle, and whoever wins the raffle will get a free a free chart reading. Is that accurate? Just make sure we are on the same page with that. So listen, I had a reading a couple years ago. Now I had done my own chart a few years before that, but there was a podcast I did with 𝐿𝐴 and 𝐷𝐐𝐴 a couple years ago, and they did my chart reading, and I ain't gonna lie, like that shit hit. Matter of fact, one of these upcoming days, I'm gonna replay that podcast of when they did my chart reading. And if you and I'll make an announcement about it so that you guys can know when to see it. I would recommend you watch that, because if you listen to a lot of the things that 𝐏𝐚𝐲 was saying, Monet, and you think about me currently, you're like, damn, that is retro. Or, you know what I'm saying? And so that's big. Yeah, that's big. That's big. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I put the wrong link in the chat? I'm sorry. That's the link right there. 𝐂𝐚𝐬𝐡, yeah, that one. That link right there. That link right there. So we're gonna run a raffle. So if anybody wants a free chart reading, we're gonna run a raffle real quick. So all you gotta do is hit Command Enter in the chat, and a raffle will pop up, and then we'll pull the raffle, and you'll get a free. But you gotta go to the link. So as a matter of fact, let me pull that up real quick. Enter Command Enter if you like to enter into the raffle for the free natal chart reading. Here's the link right here, 𝐂𝐚𝐬𝐡.com. First of all, this is a beautiful website, right? This is a beautiful website. You put your information in, and you know, self-care. Listen, 𝐂𝐚𝐬𝐡, all things holistic self-care. It ties right into what we're talking about, right? Zodiac readings. I think a lot of Zodiac readings can tie into your everyday life. Yeah, like I said, if you want to believe into it. So go ahead and enter Command Enter. Hold on, let me double check something real quick. First of all, 𝐂𝐚𝐬𝐡, this website is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Now, I didn't actually, like, where do we go to actually for the actual chart reading? Hell yeah, no problem. Hell yeah. So I'm trying to see if anybody wants to enter. It's Command Enter in the chat if you want to get 𝐂𝐚𝐬𝐡's, if you want to enter for a chance to get a free reading. Like I said, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. Like I said, I got a reading, and it was very helpful into foreshadowing what I should be doing with my life. You know what I'm saying? So if you're in that kind of rut where you're kind of in that middle ground where you're like in a loop, you know what I'm saying? I think you should go check it out. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I looked right at it. Sorry. Here it is right here. I'm going to drop it in the chat again. Go to the website and go ahead and fill it out. And we're going to pull a winner. So what I'll do is I'll keep this open. You scroll down, yep, and you hit Astrology, and you just put your information in. All right. So it's asking you for your first name, your last name, your place of birth, your date of birth, and your time. Now, it's very important to know the exact time of birth. Like this, I want to hone this in. That is very crucial, because even 1 minute off can change your whole chart. Just 1 minute off. So if you don't know your date and time, find it out. I know it's when if you got a birth certificate laying around, you can find it there. Ask your people, if you got anybody in your intermediate family know. You know what I'm saying? Because that makes a big difference. Generic Dogo, thank you for the 15 in a row, my guy. Yeah, I feel like it was just 5 like a week ago. I feel like it was just 5 a week ago. All right. So yeah, go ahead and enter that. We'll keep that open. We'll keep that open for a minute if you want your personal one-on-one. Yeah, thank you. I'll leave this open. But you should take advantage of this. 𝐂𝐚𝐬𝐡's good. She's good. 𝐂𝐚𝐬𝐡, 𝐿𝐴, 𝐿𝐴, these are some great people. And if you tap in with 𝐂𝐚𝐬𝐡, she will plug you into those people, man. Like I'm telling you, like a lot of the things, like I think when I got that reading done, I was still working at Xfinity. I was, right? And I remember in the podcast, they were telling me about retro recap. In order for you to ascend to the next level, you gotta leave that job, right? You kind of gotta work on your own vibe, right? And here we are 2 years later, right? I've left the job. I've kind of been focusing on shit like this and being in my bag about things, right? and I like to say that everything that they said was accurate, and I can see it manifesting in my life. Yeah, that was we did that podcast with them was in 2022, right? That was the summer. It was my birthday, right? It was the summer of 2022. And 𝐏𝐻𝐺 was talking about, yeah, well, Retro, it sounds like you're stuck in a rut right now. This job isn't making you feel good. You're still there. You want to do your content, but you still got this job. How about you just scrap it all and, you know what I'm saying, and do something different, something more of what you're sent to, like, designed to do. And so here we are. And so I like to think that it worked out pretty well. I like to think, you know what I'm saying? Time will tell. I think we're taking the steps forward in this. All right. So that personal one-on-one link will be there. We're gonna get ready to take some calls. So if you'd like to call into the show, or if the button is not working for you, join the Discord under the waiting room, and we're getting ready to take some calls. You know, I'll let you talk about whatever you want to talk about in terms of this, the Zodiacs, and we're gonna have a good discussion. So if you'd like to call, is that button still there? If it's not there, let me just make sure it's back. Let me just make sure it's back up and running real quick, just in case. All right, there we go. All right, there we go. So you can. So all you gotta do is hit the button. It should pop up in the queue. Yep, and there you go. All right. So with that being said, we'll be right back. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. We're gonna talk about, after we do the promos about the Patreon and all that stuff. We're gonna take some calls, and we're gonna do our tier maker segment, and then we're gonna wrap up the show. So with that being said, we'll be right back.
You are now tuned into the Double R Show. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear a round of applause for your host, Retro Recap. The Double R Radio Show is taking a quick break, and in the meantime, grab some water, ganja, popcorn, and whatever else you might need, and let me provide things you need to know. Viewers can call into the Double R Show by simply hitting the call-in button at the top of the chat and have a 5-minute segment with Retro. Check out our new merch deals using Command Merch. Sign up for Wheel of Fortune and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Ask a moderator for the link. Support the show more via Cash App, $Retroactivezz. Check out Retro's Patreon page at patreon.com/RetroRecap. Check out City John's Patreon by going to patreon.com/CityJohn. Need some good emotes for your channel? Tap in with Juice2099 as he will hook you up with everything nice. Need some amazing channels to watch while Retro is offline working? Check out these wonderful channels from the gang: Wavy Y, City John, Tiffy the Great, Vitrusosa, Generic Doggo, Eating Cool Ranch, Supreme, Dendrix, Lilman Wilson, Hood Ninja, 340, Super Sensei. Support the radio show more by subscribing, bits, and interaction. Remember, the Double R doesn't just stand for Retro Recap. It means everything here is raw and real. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Come explore City John living on Patreon and learn tools for building your holistic lifestyle in a practical way for the modern age. You'll get insights and tools to help you navigate mindset shifts, deprogram old patterns, and stay grounded through change. It's the kind of support that meets you where you are and honors your pace, your process, and your power. If you've been feeling the shifts and want more clarity, this is the space and this is your invitation. Join City John Living today and get what you didn't even know you needed. Start tapping into what already lives within you.
Oh yeah, and we are back live on the Double R Show. Clap it up for everybody for being here. Appreciate you guys. I absolutely appreciate you guys. This has been a great show. We've been talking all things Zodiac, and now we're coming to the very end of the show, and we are going to do a tier making ranking system. Now, this is my personal ranking. So here are the categories. we got zodiac signs that I will consider my lover, friends, best convo, and that ain't it. And actually, we're gonna take out both here. We don't really need this, honestly. We'll take that out. All right. So I'm only speaking on personal preference here, right? So there are some signs here that are the best conversation. I think I've already hinted at one of those. There are some signs that I would say are lovers, friends. Like I said, it all depends on the individual person that we're talking about here too. Not everybody is the same. Like I've met some signs, like I said, that by the book is saying we're not supposed to be compatible, but we're compatible, right? So this is just my point of view of how I view this, right? So I'm gonna actually blow this up a little bit more. Can y'all see that? Yeah, I think y'all can see that, right? Okay. Let's start with where do I want to go with this? Let's go from right to left here. So this sign is the Aquarius. Now, we talked a little bit about this. They're earth sign. I keep saying earth sign for some reason today. They're an air sign, just like me. We talk about the communication piece, the independent piece, the emotional detachment piece. You know. Now, when we talk about where it goes, lovers, friends, the best conversation, or nah, that ain't it, right? All right. So, I think this one for this category right here, I would see as friends, right? Good conversation with people, right? Talkative. If you, like I said, if you need an unbalanced opinion or unbiased opinion, for me, they're great, right? You know, now sometimes that detachment, you know, it's one of those things. Like I said, I'm yin and yang. Sometimes I want to be attached and sometimes I don't, right? Well, they're always unattached, right? And so sometimes when those moments happen where I want that level of attachment and it's not there, that could be kind of what the issue is sometimes. But as friends, I think they're great. All right, so we're gonna put them in the friends category. Taurus Bull, right? Taurus Bull. They are, like I said, loyal, honest, dependable, and like I said, they're grounded, right? I have never been in a relationship with a Taurus in my life, actually, but I had associates. So I can't necessarily speak on lovers. I wouldn't put it as lovers anyway. I would put this as friends as well. And I'm basing it off of the people that I see in the chat, and based on a few friends that I've known over the years. All right. Next one we got here is the Scorpion. All right. Now, I'm gonna be real with you. I know I'm a Scorpio moon. I would not date one. I wouldn't date one personally. I would say conversation wise, yeah. Conversation wise, I would say yeah. It's gonna be deep. You can learn some shit. I would say the best conversation. I would say best conversation with the Scorpio. Like I said, it can get emotionally intense, and there are some days where I don't always want to be so emotionally attached sometimes, and Scorpios can sometimes be overly emotionally attached sometimes, and so I feel like it wouldn't work in terms of lovers, but conversation wise, I'll take it. All right, next one we got up is the Sagittarius. I've already hinted at this. I mean, honestly, this could be where the both comes in at, and I mean lovers, I mean all of them, lovers, friends, best combo. All right. In this scenario, I'm gonna give them something. I'm gonna give them the lovers. Yeah. Scorpio energy for the win. Yeah. Why? Because to get me, you gotta have good conversational skills. I gotta learn something from you, right? Because I'm always yapping. I'm always talking. I'm always like putting people on to different thoughts, because that's just how my brain works, right? So if somebody can do that for me, like talk to me about some shit I ain't never heard, different perspectives, you know what I'm saying, and be loyal, those are traits that I like. So I would put them in the lovers category. Next one we got up is the Pisces. This is the fish, right? So Like I said earlier, very dreamy, very visionary, and I like that kind of shit. I like to be able to have those kind of conversations with people like that who can give you a different perspective about maybe not the logical shit, but the foreseeing shit. Like they're visionaries as well, and I like to hear from people who can give me a little bit of visionary, dreamy like shit. And I like creative people, and they're very creative people. And I'll say friends. I'll say friends here. Libra. Wow. You know, this one is actually interesting to me because this is tough, because I feel like this could definitely be under friends, or it could be really, it's either friends or lovers here. I'm gonna give it more friends, only because I only have a few friends that are this, but they're good people. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and they talkative. I like people that can talk, so that's always a bonus. So I'll give them that. You said Scorpio energy for the win? Hell yeah, hell yeah. All right, next one we got up on the Double R show, episode 1, by the way, is the Leo Lion. Now, every time I get on here, or every time I get on here and talk about Zodiacs, y'all already know how I feel about Leo. Like, listen, they're great. You know what I'm saying? They might lie to you, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? They might lie to you every now and then, and they're good at it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, anybody can be a liar, but you know, the Leo Lion, they're good at that kind of shit. But if you don't really get a lot of that, you're gonna get loyalty, you're gonna get honesty. You know what I'm saying? Oh no. Yeah, but if you can get past that kind of shit, and hopefully you get one that won't lie to you, they're great people. They're great people, man. They're great people. But it's not everybody's taste. Sometimes I go on social media, and you know, you get them posts like, well, eliminate one sign or whatever. I do see people picking Leo and Gemini. You know what I'm saying? They like Leo will lie to you straight in your face and not give a fuck. But to me, that hasn't happened to me to the point where I wouldn't fuck with you. Now, if you a habitual liar, then that's a whole nother story. But everybody's been lied to before, and we forgive people. You know what I'm saying? I've lied over the course of 35 years, right? So, you know, I'm not gonna hold that against them, but that's something to be mindful of. Either way, I'll put them as a lover. All right. Gemini. All right. Gemini. Well, in this scenario, you're getting 4 people here, right? The 2 on each side, right? You're getting the twins and other twins, right? Now, the beauty of this is both should be able to understand each other, because both live through the same shit. Both understand that duality point of view, and sometimes I can feel this way, sometimes I can feel that way. So from that point of view, it should be a level of understanding there. Now, crazy enough, when it comes to others, I mean, outside of a few, this isn't always the best relationship possible. You would think like, yeah, your own sign, but this isn't actually always the best. You know, I can't put this as lovers. I would probably put this one as, well, I know the conversation is going to be good, so I'll put that under best conversation. I know the conversation is going to be good, because that much I know. But as far as like a lover, I don't know. All right. What do we got here next? This is what is this one? Well, I'm getting confused. Is this J Jonah? Welcome in. Welcome in, J Jonah. What do we have left? We haven't done Virgo. We haven't done, what is the one on the far left? I actually didn't even, okay, let me just do the ones I know. Crab. What's up, J Jonah? Welcome to the Double R show, featuring your boy Double R. How you feeling today? We're talking all things Zodiac today. You feel me? So welcome in. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're feeling great. Let's go to the ones I know until we figure out process of elimination on what's left. It's gotta be. It's only two. It's only two left. It's either Capricorn. I think this is Virgo right here. Actually, I think this is Capricorn because Capricorn is the GOAT, right? So that's gotta be GOAT. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Welcome in, man. And then we're gonna take some phone calls. We're gonna take some phone calls. I got Sage on waiting in the wings, so I had forgot about you. All right, let's do Cancer Crab. Cancer Crab. You already know what I got to say about this. I do love y'all, and for some reason, a lot of y'all love me. But in terms of me, nah, that ain't it. That ain't it. That is not it. That is not it. That is not it. But I do have love for y'all. I have love for everybody, and everybody is on an individual basis type of thing. So I'm not saying all cancers are that ain't it, but the majority ain't it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I know one of the cancers going to hit the inbox like Red Elite. Damn, you just shit all over cancer like that. Oh, god damn. You just shit all over the cancer. God damn, recap. God damn, retro recap. How dare you shit on my cancer sign? You know how that go. You know how that go. But it is what it is. And I got love for you out there, but overall, no. All right, Aries. Talked about this earlier. Aries, great people. I actually have a few Aries friends. My grandmother Aries. I don't know if I can be lovers though. Lovers kinda is like, I don't know. Now this one would fall under either friends or convo. And I guess if you have good convo, you could be friends, but then there's some up here that not necessarily the best convo, but we are friends. We don't have to talk a lot to be. So I guess it works. So you don't have to have the best conversation to be friends. Because I actually have a few friends where we don't have the best convo, and I mean we don't talk a lot, but when we do talk, it's cool. You said where the fuck is Aquarius? That's the rare one under friends. That's this one right here. That's this one. Yeah. Yeah, you spot on. Retro stole cold stun these guys, like that's crazy. All right, Aries. Wouldn't put under lovers. I wouldn't put it under nah, that ain't it. I fuck with Aries. It's not like, maybe not like that deep. A lot of the Aries I do have, we do have good combos. I'm gonna put friends. I'm gonna put this under friends though, because yeah, I mean I have good Aries friends. They just, you know, every now and then I gotta keep my distance a little bit, you know. And I love Quan, and even Quan, you know, and he'll probably say the same thing about me. I love Quan, but you know, every now and then we need a little distance. You know, that could be just with anybody, but we can a little distance. But when we hang out, we have a very good time all the time. It just can't be like regular, you know what I'm saying? Like some friends I can hang out regularly, and Quan I can hang out regularly, but you know that distance is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? So I'll put that under friends. And that will leave us with Capricorn and Virgo. All right. Capricorn. Actually, there's quite a bit of y'all on here, and actually, y'all cool. This is a tough one. The Capricorn ain't lovers. Capricorn ain't really. I wouldn't say best. I wouldn't say convo either. I don't know. I do like some of the principles from some, you know. I'll put this one. This is actually tough. This is tough because by the book it would say this is not a good matchup, but my own, and maybe that's because I have when you get if you get your chart done, you'll see like all the other signs you have. I have a lot of Capricorn in the chart. I have a lot of Earth in the chart. That would be Taurus and Capricorn, which would probably make sense about why I value Taurus, because I have a lot in my chart as well. Because I always wondered why I get along with a lot of those people when there's no, but then when you look at the chart, that's what I'm saying. The chart tells you the whole story. This is just like the basic shit, the basic sun part of it. But if you look at my whole chart, anybody that's good at understanding the chart could understand why I get along with the earth signs a lot. So so based off that, I am going to put them in friends because I do get along with a lot of them. Now, by the book, it would probably say no, but reality, from my reality, would be yes. He said put Chili at the bottom. I'm fucking crying. I'm fucking crying. All right, and last one we got Virgo. You know, a couple years ago, I would have put this at that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I'll say about them, like I said, it's from the same planet. So if you do your research, every sign has a home planet, or whatever, has its own planet. Don't get me to try to tell you that off the top of my head. I know Virgo and Gemini are definitely Mercury planet, which is the planet of communication. I know Taurus is Venus. I know Jupiter is Saturn. I'm sorry, Sagittarius is Jupiter. I want to say Scorpio is the moon. And I know Aries is Mars. And then I forgot the rest of them off the top of my head. Anyway, that's beside the point. Virgo is in Mercury. They're talkative sign. Good. So it's gonna be a good communication piece. And that holds true for a lot of the ones I know here. I know Wavy's one. Like I said, Wavy got a birthday coming up. Me and Wavy always talk. Well, we talk good. We don't always talk. We have been more recently. But when we do, it's gonna be a good conversation. Tragedy, the same way. I've known Tragedy for a hot minute now. Me and Tragedy have known each other for a very long time. Oh yeah. Did I say Scorpio was moon? Yeah, no, I meant to say Cancer. Yeah, Cancer's moon. Yeah, and Scorpio is Pluto. Right. My bad. Because I know Cancer's day is on Mondays, and Scorpio I think is on Thursday, the day of Pluto. I think. Don't get me. I'm guessing on top of my head. But anyway, getting back to this, I would say Virgo would be convo. A couple years ago, I would have said that ain't it, but I'll give them convo because the conversation would be good. And it could be friends with some. It could be friends. Like Wavy Y could be obviously friends. But overall, the others, if you take away Wavy and a few the others, I would say that ain't it. All right, so this is the recap. We got for lovers, people that I would love, that I would consider lovers in terms of a relationship. I would probably love or date someone that is Sag, Leo. Friends would be Aquarius, Taurus, Pisces, Libra, Aries, and Capricorn. Best conversation will be with Scorpio. And Scorpio is debatable because Scorpio could also go into that ain't it. Because I've met some nasty Scorpios before. Like I would never date one. I would never date one. I would never, because when they can get nasty, they get nasty. And I don't mean nasty in the bedroom. I mean like nasty, like as in rude type of nasty. Not necessarily towards me, just I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? Now they obviously probably were provoked. You know what I'm saying? But Scorpio could definitely be in that ain't it. But the conversation do be good. And maybe because a part of me has that. And then Gemini would be best convo, and then Virgo would also be best convo. And the not ain't it, well, obviously that's a Cancer, so that ain't it. That ain't it with a crab. The crab always gonna listen. Outside of a few of y'all, that crab is always gonna go there, man. That crab is always gonna go into that ain't it. And I'm sorry for all the crabs out there, but this is the recap, the Double R show, and always on the Double R show, no one can change my mind. That crab is going at the bottom. That crab is going at the bottom, man. Yeah, hell yeah. All right. If you like to call in on the show and chime in with your thoughts, we're gonna go ahead and take calls now. Can we get a clap it up for that? So here's a tier list, everybody. All right. So we're gonna head into our last segment of the day, which is the call-in section. So if you like to call in, or you can join it on the Discord. All right, you can join on the Discord, and I'll drag you in if you want to chime in on anything I've talked about, or just give some extra thoughts and opinions about the zodiac signs. All right. So we're going to go ahead and take the calls. We're going to take another quick break real fast, and then we'll get into it. All right. So we'll be right back. Don't go, J. Jonah. Don't go nowhere, J. Jonah.
You are now tuned into the Double R Show. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear a round of applause for your host, Retro Recap. You are now tuned into the is taking a quick break, and in the meantime, grab some water, ganja, popcorn, and whatever else you might need, and let me provide things you need to know. Viewers can call into the Double R Show by simply hitting the call-in button at the top of the chat and have a 5-minute segment with Retro. Check out our new merch deals using Command Merch. Sign up for Wheel of Fortune and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Ask a moderator for the link. Support the show more via Cash App, $Retroactivezz. Check out Retro's Patreon page at patreon.com/RetroRecap. Check out City John's Patreon by going to patreon.com/CityJohn. Need some good emotes for your channel? Tap in with Juice 2099 as he will hook you up with everything nice. Need some amazing channels to watch while Retro is offline working? Check out these wonderful channels from the gang: Wavy Y, City John, Tiffy the Great, Vitrusosa, Generic Doggo, Eating Cool Ranch, Supreme, Dendrix, Lilman Wilson, Hood Ninja, 340, Super Sensei. Support the radio show more by subscribing, bits, and interaction. Remember, the Double R doesn't just stand for Retro Recap. It means everything here is raw and real. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Come explore City John Living on Patreon and learn tools for building your holistic lifestyle in a practical way for the modern age. You'll get insights and tools to help you navigate mindset shifts, deprogram old patterns, and stay grounded through change. It's the kind of support that meets you where you are and honors your pace, your process, and your power. If you've been feeling the shifts and want more clarity, this is the space. And this is your invitation. Join City John Living today and get what you didn't even know you needed. Start tapping into what already lives within you.
All right, we are back. And I want to put something out there real quick. If you had, like, you know me, I'm all about promo. J. Jonah, I know you big on this. If there's anything that you would like me to promote, I'm looking to fill the intermissions with promo. So if you have a flyer or a video of something that you would like to promote, DM it to me, right? So I can add it to the intermissions, right? Because while we're on the intermission break, we could be advertising some shit that you guys got going on or coming up, right? So, but you gotta have something. Gotta be a visual. Gotta be something. We can advertise it, right? So if you got anything going on, a subathon, an event coming up, whatever, a DJ mix or whatever, send it to me, right? So that we can advertise it, because I think everybody in here needs to know what the hell's going on, right? All right, so can we get a clap it up for that? All right, we are opening up the phone lines. 1-800-RECAP. All right, 1-800-RETRO-RECAP. As I'm dropping the ganja. I'm up here dropping the ganja. God damn. I'm dropping the church's money. Give me 1 second. Yo, Pancake, what's good, my guy? Welcome into the Double R Show. How you feeling? This is the one segment where we're recapping. I was about to pack up my bowl real quick. I didn't drop the ganja. I didn't fumble the church's money, everybody. Give me 1 second. I gotta repack real fast. So we got our first guest of the evening. It is City John. We're gonna have her on the line. 1 second. After I take this toke. Oh yeah, and that's how I be, Pancake. All right, let's get our first caller on the line. Everybody clap it up for City John. City John, welcome into the Double R Show, episode 1. How you feeling today?
Hi, Retro. What's up, Retro?
Welcome in. How you doing? How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. This is an amazing show.
I appreciate that. Clap it up for City John. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, we've been talking all things Zodiac on the Double R Show. Feel free to chime in. What you got for me?
Yes, I love this topic. You know, I could talk about astrology and stuff like this all day long. And what I just wanted to share about it is, you know, my passion and my work is all about holistic wellness, reconnecting to wholeness. And that's why I love conversations like this and astrology so much, because it helps us to explore what wholeness looks like within ourselves. So, you know how you brought up those memes on social media that's like one sign gotta go? One thing that I love to teach when it comes to astrology is to help people learn beyond the sun sign and to embrace that wholeness. And one way to do that is to learn where all the various placements in the zodiac fall in your natal chart, beyond having a sun. Like I have a sun in Taurus, and what they mean for your unique makeup. Because each one of the signs, they represent an aspect of the psyche. Like how Gemini is the aspect of mentalism and communication, and how Cancer is the aspect of maternal and domestic energy, like feeling like home. So it's like when we say things like, nah, I don't like that sign, perspective there is that you actually have that energy in you somewhere. It's part of you somewhere, but it's maybe a part of your psyche that you don't know that well. And get reflected in others. It's easier to say we don't like it because it's just a part of our own ourselves that we don't know, and we're seeing it back reflected. And I just chalk that up to like how in the mainstream it's I think it's shifting now, but you know, like when I was coming up, astrology was seen as the devil's work or evil, or just like, you know, just not to be taken seriously. So it's just easier to focus on what we could access, which is the sun sign and the horoscope that you would get, you know, in the back of a magazine, and call it a day.
Can you really hone in or make sure that the viewers know how important it is to get a full chart reading? Because like you said, this doesn't tell the whole story. And can you talk about some of the experiences or come to a realization for yourself after realizing what your whole chart told the story of?
Oh, sure. And that's a really good question too. The thing about full chart reading is that, like you said, it tells you the full story. And I think that because of the limited information or the inaccurate information that has been out there in the mainstream about astrology, it's very easy to dismiss it. But as you were describing earlier in the show, different aspects of like Taurus, for example, my sun sign is in Taurus, and you were saying how you were describing the traits that we know are associated with Taurus, right? Being grounded and good with resources, material resources and finances and stuff like that. But I think because of the way information about astrology is put out there, we don't really get a clear picture of what that really means to be a Taurus, for example, or a Gemini, or whatever your sun sign is. My sun is in Taurus, but that doesn't automatically make me a perfect example of someone who knows how to handle material resources and finances. But what it does do is mean that I came into Earth, I was born with a specific set of tools that support me with doing that in a way that someone who doesn't have their sun in Taurus might not have that same exact energetic makeup. That don't mean that someone don't have Taurus somewhere. It just means that they don't have it in this prominently in the same way that those with the Taurus sun do. So I think that the full chart reading is so important because it goes beyond what we see in social media sound bites, that you get somebody to really look at your chart who understands how the energetic patterns work. And even if they know a little bit about you, and even if they may not have to be your best friend, but if they have some information about who you are as a person, that can just sometimes inform, helping you to understand, oh, this is why this energy presents itself in my life this way. I noticed that on your seer maker, you had a lot of fire energy in your with the lovers. So that would make me want to go deeper into your chart and see how does fire energy show up in Retro's chart. And also, it might not just be someone who has a sun in Leo that you're attracted to, but you might be attracted to somebody who has a Venus in Leo. Because Venus is that energy of love, beauty, and relationships.
Facts. And that makes a big difference. Just like what you said, just having that Venus sign, which is the sign of love, and whatever sign it is in Venus, that can tell a big story as to compatibility or relationship. And I'm glad you said it, because I'm glad you honed in on the full chart. So once again, if we can we get your link in there again? We're running a free natal chart, a free chart reading. Personally, yeah. No, the link again.
Okay,
I have it.
Okay, it's going in and out on my end, the audio. So that is, didn't hear that part you said.
Okay, yeah, I was talking about the website for everybody to get their free chart, free personal one-on-one reading with you. I'm dropping in the chat again.
Get your free natal chart. You can just go to the website. That's even independent of me. You don't have to meet with me to get. Thank you, Retro. He just dropped the link. That does not require a meeting with me. That's just you going onto the website and getting your chart. You can download it for free and access it and just have it to know more about where some of these placements are. And then, yeah,
hell yeah. Okay, I want to have some fun real quick. And if anybody wants to call into the show, we have the button is at the top of your screen. Call in. Say John called in. If you just want to chat and talk Zodiac, feel free to talk. So let's have a little bit of fun here. So I was browsing the internet the other day, and somebody had posted this, and we're just gonna have some fun with it. Obviously, we know your definition of mean and somebody else could mean two different things. All right, so that was this post I was looking at the other day, talking about the signs that are the most fun and the signs that are the most mean and or in between. All right, so the first sign that came up, and so we're rating this on a 5 scale, so 5 being the highest, fun or mean. So let's start with the first one. I just want to get your opinion about it, really, what you think. So they're saying that Aries is the funnest and meanest combo. They gave it 5 stars for fun, but also 5 stars for mean. Now obviously we're surface level here, but what do you think about that?
Okay, I can see that. I can see why that's said. So I love Aries energy. I had dated an Aries a long time ago. Super fun. My sister is an Aries, super fun. So I definitely see that because they are bold. They like excitement. They don't mind going first. They don't mind initiating something. They don't want to just sit around. They like adventure. So that's definitely fun. But that meanness, I guess, comes in where they're bold enough to say what it is. They're bold enough to get what they want. You know what I'm saying? They're bold enough to take charge of a situation and make something happen. Sometimes, at the expense of others, but it's like if they want to make it happen.
Okay, yeah, and I honestly saw it that way too. I saw it as, like I said, I have friends that are Aries that are very fun. Like I said, me and Quan went out to the Cannabis Festival, had a great time. Like me and Quan are a vibe together. But I've also seen times where I'm like, well, damn, like, well, excuse me. I mean, damn, like I didn't, so, and I've learned to I'm learning to accept not accept, just to enjoy the best out of people. So when he's in that fun, happy place, I want to meet his energy there. You know what I'm saying? And not even have to see that other side, because the other side is there. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to meet people where they're at their best. And so.
Yep. Yes.
Sorry, I was thinking of here. Okay. All right. Next one that we had up here was the Gemini. They gave Gemini 5 stars for fun and 4 stars for mean. What you think?
I can see that too, Bubba. I can totally see it. So 5 stars for fun, absolutely. Again, the spontaneity, wanting to have a good time, being up for adventure. You know, that's big air element stuff. So you know, we get that with the Gemini quality, but. You know, I grew up with somebody who was a Gemini, and yes, before I got to know her, I thought she was so effing mean.
Really?
I thought she was so mean. Yes, and here's the thing: like, even people to this day, like, if you don't know her and she don't know you, you probably would still think she mean as hell. Just because, you know, like,
well, you hit
she
it.
just doesn't. Wow. Yeah, she says. She's not, but she's not mean. She's a sweetheart. She would give you the shirt off her back if you really needed it. She would open her home and feed you and all that other good shit. But at the end of the day, she don't have time for it. Period.
Yeah, and being one, I could totally understand that, right? Like, and I am like that with people. I've gotten better with trying to be more approachable with people, especially being on Twitch. Being more approachable with people I'm just meeting, right? And I think that a little bit has that Scorpio moon, right? Like I don't want to be, I don't want people penetrating my space until I get comfortable with you first, until I get a little, you know, and until that point happens, I'm going to treat you in a way where, as if I don't like you, until I feel for you. Because I remember I was telling the story last year. I was like, when I first met Tragedy. A long time ago, I remember talking about like 2011 or whatever it was. I didn't like Tragedy at first. I did not, that version, I did not like him. You know what I'm saying? I did not like Tragedy. But the more and more we got, you know, we hung around, played the game, got comfortable. I thought this Tragedy guy's great. I like this guy, you know what I'm saying? And so, but I over the years, I have let my guard down a little bit, trying to be more approachable and approach more. And there's also a side of that there's also something that comes with that about opening up yourself too much, you know what I'm saying? And you know, and then you get bit, you know, when you open your, you know what I'm saying? And so I think the best version of me is to keep my protective guard up until I get a feel for you. You know, there's a pro and a con if you want to look at it, either way you look at that. It's all about how you want to live your life. But I could totally see what you said about your friend. I could totally see that. Because that's how I am sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? As you were saying that, it was making me think of, like it really does sometimes, I think, takes Gemini sun people to warm up to really letting you in. And I think that, you know, I could attribute some of that to being like because of that air quality, like the air element. The information about a person when they first meet them is constantly filtering in and out. They're constantly downloading new information. So it's like, how do I really feel about this? I really need to feel it out, because on the first day everything seems like love, but the second day you came around, it was a little bit weird, and I wasn't feeling it. I'm just trying to figure it out. So I can definitely say that all the Geminis I've been close to in my life, we didn't even start off at being close, and maybe that is because they needed that time a little bit more. And when they cut you.
Yeah. Yep. And very respectable, right? Like, if you and that's what I've been working on. It's like knowing when to cut the cord when it needs to get cut, right? It's like, if you know something ain't right or something ain't working, cut it. You know what I'm saying? Don't let it still linger. Cut the cord if you feel like, you know. And so I respect that. Yeah, cut the cord. You know what I'm saying? The cord needs to get cut sometimes. And like you said, you just vibe and flow with people that you need to vibe and flow with. And that's what it comes down to. All right. Next one we got we got Leo. Leo got 5 stars fun, and they got 4 stars mean. What you think?
I'm picking up on a pattern here that we're calling all of the fire signs mean. And it's like, if y'all can't stand the heat, get up out the kitchen then, because fire energy is going to bring it to you. They are bold, they are direct. And like you were saying earlier in the show, society doesn't really value directness because it can sometimes hurt. And we sometimes equate someone just telling us the truth about something as someone being mean because it hurts our feelings. But if the truth hurts, that's just because you've been believing in lies. So would you rather believe in lies living your life, or would you rather live in the truth? So if an Aries is bringing the truth to you and you think that that's mean, then you know that's not the Aries issue. That's your issue to work on your emotional fragility.
Thanks.
So I wouldn't say mean. I would just say like, yeah, direct. But definitely on the fun tip, hands up, hands down. Leo got it. Got it. Okay, Leo, so they got it, baby. When we were children, my cousin, she's a Leo. She just had her solar return. We went to Busch Gardens, and she wanted to get on the Big Bad Wolf ride so bad. And I just thought that she was crazy because she was barely with the height requirement, and she was so tiny. I'm like, you might fall out that thing. But she was determined, and she was adamant, and she was so small that the staff said, even though she's just at the height requirement, they wasn't feeling it. They was like, nah, we don't want to. We don't want to risk it. But she stood her ground. That's what I'm saying about the Leo energy. Is bold and it's from the heart. So whatever she said and did in that moment, they felt her heart enough, and it was a beautiful moment. Like, she got on the ride, they let her through, everybody was all clapping for her. It was sweet, and she enjoyed herself. And to this day, I still think she was crazy for it, but that's the Leo.
Yep, and they're gonna live their life the way they want to live it, and that's very respectable. All right. Next one we got up here, they had Scorpio. They had Scorpio out of 5 stars. Their fun level was a 4 and their mean level was a 5. What you think?
Absolutely 100% agree. I would still give them a level 5 fun, because I'm partial to Scorpio energy. I absolutely love them.
Okay.
But yes, Scorpio energy, and it's like, here's the thing, I'm not speaking about any one person. I really try not to do my best to speak about this as energy, and it's just about the way that the energy is expressed through you. Because like, Juice is a Scorpio who is not mean at all, okay? But Bestie is a Scorpio who could be mean.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, it's just crazy. And so I think that it's just really about how the energy expresses in you, where it might live in your chart, right? And how, that's really what it boils down to. Where the energy lives in your chart and how you work with it, how you express it. Because what I don't see in meanness from Juice, I do see in that deeply introspection. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and and like you said, everybody's different, and that's great that you can have 2 experiences like that, 2 different people. Obviously, we all are our own people anyway, and that just tells me that if we were to see their charts, I'm pretty sure you might have seen Juice's. Their charts are probably 2 different things. I mean, obviously not, probably opposites. Yep. 2 different, saying one is more mild and nice, and the other one can get mean if need be. So their charts are probably total opposites. Same sign, but total opposite everything else. And so that's a very, very good point. All right, next one we have up here is Sagittarius. They gave it 5 stars for fun and 3 for mean.
I was waiting to see what they were going to say for Sag, because I was noticing that pattern with saying that the fire signs were fun and mean, but I could not imagine Sag being labeled as mean. So this is, I feel like, accurate for what we would say in the mainstream. Of course, Sag got all 5s for the fun, baby, because got the fun too. Fire signs just know how to bring that. You're gonna have fun with fire. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of where Sagittarius well, no, I'm gonna say where Leo and
Aries.
Aries, yeah, thank you, where they lead with the heart in terms of like bold actions and maybe bold words and initiation, where Sagittarius is with that level of initiation and leadership is where it comes to higher learning and philosophy and mentalism. They're really not out here just like burning shit up with their speech and just like, you know, having like the most wittiest one-liners or like being the most insulting. That fire, you know, for them, no, they got the gift of gad. They can talk and they can get their point across when they needs to be. But yeah, I think that's totally accurate that that fire energy isn't really used in that same explosive in the Sag as it could be used in the Aries and in the Leo.
Yeah, I agree with that, because like I said, a lot of the friends I have are Sagittarius. I think because of that exact reason, they're not over the top with it. They're, like you said, they're more into learning shit than being loud and, you know, whatever. So and that's why I love them. I can learn something, you know, and that's, like you said, and they're fun. You know what I'm saying? They're fun because, to me, because I can learn something from them.
Right.
And that to me, that's fun. Is learning stuff from professionals or people who have experienced it or just know that kind of shit. So yeah, I can definitely see that. Okay. Next one we got up here is Aquarius. We got Aquarius, 4 stars for fun and 3 stars for mean.
Okay. I would say I kind of agree. You know, I honestly think that every sign can be fun in its own way, but I would agree with the 4.
Okay.
The mean, I might also say 4 because I don't think that Aquarius is as neutral when it comes to the mean as Sagittarius is, and you know, I don't know. Maybe it's just, maybe it does have more to do with like where the other placements are. But here's the thing about Aquarius energy. Aquarius energy is about humanitarianism. Like, they love humanity, but they don't like humans.
Right.
So they'll
Continuity. She hate humans.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Perfect, but she loves humanity. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, they'll tell it like it is in a way that sometimes make you feel put in your place, but it's not because they're inherently trying to be mean to you. It's because they're trying to get you together for the greater humanity.
That's a very good point. Very, very good point. And they have zero filter.
Yeah, because who has time to be trying to decipher it?
Right.
No, we gonna get this straight, no chaser.
All right. Next one we got up is Virgo. They gave Virgo fun 3 out of 5, and they gave mean 4 out of 5.
That's because the world loves to hate on Beyonce. So Beyonce is quintessential, you know, Virgo type. You know what I'm saying? And I love Beyonce. I think she's very fun. But at the end of the day, I can totally see how they gave Virgo a 3 for fun, because Virgo really is one of the earth signs. It is disciplined. It's super, it can be detail oriented energy. It can, you know, not be as rigidity does sometimes come up, and maybe that can, and predictability, maybe sometimes that can prevent that fun spark from really coming alive, because they like it to be done in a certain way within a certain order. You know, and we see that through Beyonce's work ethic. But have you ever been to a Beyonce show? Like, it's loads of fun. So for that reason, you know, I would say, I don't know. And then like the meanness, well, yeah, but only because, like, not mean, but again, like direct and particular, because they're Michael Jackson, another one. You know what I'm saying? Like with was he? No, he died in Virgo season.
He did, yep.
With but my friend who was a Virgo really loves Michael Jackson, so that's why I always think about them in that same way. And she, you know, she's not mean, but she's very direct. And if you have a more of a sensitive nature, you might take that feedback from her or criticism as she's being mean to you.
And she's not.
No, she just helping you, kinda.
Okay, very good perspective. Next, we got Capricorn. They gave Capricorn fun out of 5 stars. They gave it 2 out of 5, and they gave their mean 4 out of 5.
They're really being disrespectful to the earth sign energy right now. Y'all notice they are, because check it. Y'all gonna say that Capricorn is a 2 on fun because they're known for work ethic, and it's okay. Like, yeah, they get to work, they go to work, they get busy, and they get shit done. So are we saying that because they don't have time to go play? If they work hard, they're going to play hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because they put the time in. They are able to set themselves up to be able to have as much fun in their lives as and work is also fun for them. I think that the meanness with the 4 with the Capricorn comes into play again because Capricorn, when it comes to like grounded earth energy, is more direct, where I feel like Taurus and Taurus might be a little bit more passive in terms of like Capricorn's mouth. Capricorn, just like spitting things out, laying you out if you need to, because Capricorn is about order. Capricorn is about structure. And when you start to F up the discipline, they know how to discipline you. That's that. What I'm saying, that's that Saturn energy. Saturn energy is all about discipline and limitations, not to control you, but to help mold you or shape you into the the best version of yourself.
That's a fact. Hell yeah. All right, we got on the list Pisces. On their fun level, they gave it a 3 out of 5, and they gave their mean 2 out of 5.
I heard 3 out of 5 for fun, and what's the mean?
2 out of 5.
Yeah, I could see that, but y'all need to stop hating, because Pisces are a lot of fun, okay? I have a Pisces moon sign, and I know that I am a lot of fun, okay? I know that I am. Everyone says it. Y'all all know it. But the thing about Pisces is that they crazy as shit. Like, see what I'm saying? And I think that's why people are like, oh no, they're not fun, because Pisces is emotional. They're emotionally deep in a way that a lot of the world just doesn't really understand. So, they're creative, and they have a certain level of creative focus that is fun for them, and also fun for the people who get to benefit from it, right? But the emotions and the dreaminess, sometimes living too deep in the fantasy, might be what make people think that Pisces is not fun. But I think that Pisces is a load of fun. Just be mindful, because Pisces is so like ethereal, or like cosmic in a way. Pisces is, you started off talking about how Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, starts off the year. Pisces is the sign that ends it, so it has all of the energy of the entire zodiac. Is considered to be the most mature. And a lot of people, with their energy, it's deeply emotional in a way that might not feel fun all the time.
Makes sense.
So it's psychic. It's really empathic. It can kind of see through you sometimes. So yeah.
Okay.
Be mindful, because with that energy of the Pisces being so connected to like the dream world and the divine realm, Pisces energy is a little more susceptible to substance abuse, because it hits them harder.
Yep, understandable. All right, real quick, Stormbreaker, welcome into the Double R Show, episode 1. How you feeling? We are talking all things Zodiac. All right, Zodiac compatibility, Zodiac relationships, natal chart. So speaking of natal chart, if you want a free reading, we're doing a raffle for a personal one-on-one natal chart reading. All right, so I dropped the link. This is cityjohn.com. Go ahead and check out the link. And let me go ahead and help you guys out real quick while we got Sajon in here. If you go to her page, sajon.com, right in this box here, you click the drop down arrow, click astrology. put your information in. As we mentioned before, your date of birth and your time of birth is very important to get an accurate reading, right? So the reading is supposed to help you identify your zodiac signs in your chart, and maybe help identify life path, life goals, you know what I'm saying, or just how your life will be, right? In a nutshell. I mean, obviously there's more to that, but so we are doing a raffle for a reading. If you would like to get a personal one-on-one reading, then we have the giveaway. The giveaway is still going, right? Command enter to enter into that raffle, right? 𝐂𝐚𝐬𝐡 does all things astrology, so check it out. All right, I dropped the link in the chat. Go click that. They can go ahead and fill it out now, right? Even though, yeah, go ahead and fill it out now. Yep, I just showed you guys how to do it, so go fill it out and tap into that. Like seriously, like I told y'all earlier, I got an official reading done by a professional a couple years ago, and how accurate it was. I mean, it blew my mind how accurate it was. Part of the reason why we're doing this kind of show right now is based on that reading that I got a couple years ago. I had just been kind of like putting the building blocks to this for today, but that reading all was what jump started all of this. So you should definitely go get your chart reading. I like to think it's accurate. It's been working for me. You should get it done too. All right. The next sign that we have up on here is Libra, and they gave Libra fun 3 out of 5 stars, and they gave their mean level 2 out of 5.
Yeah. Libra, I can see why they said that. Again, y'all, I think every zodiac sign is fun, 5 out of 5, but I can see why they said what they said 3. Because 3, right? Because Libra be chilling. You know, Libra is a sign with the energy of balance. You know, beauty. They like to relax, keep it chill. You know, so if it depends on what your idea of fun is. You know, but they're very good with being relaxed and creating a beautiful atmosphere and creating a vibe out of that. You know, with that beauty and that harmony and that balance coming in. And that's probably also why they earned a score of 2 with meanness, because they are more diplomatic than, like, say, your Aries, who's just going to tell it like it is, or the Libra is going to find a way to approach that with a little bit more diplomacy and grace.
Okay.
So just like if I could use it as an example, I'm just gonna say this right now. If I could just use it as an example, like my Venus is in Aries, and
you say your Venus is in Aries? Okay.
And what sign were we just talking about? Libra. Juice Venus is in Libra, and I'd be like, you know, so my not Venus, I'm sorry, Mercury. My Mercury is in Aries. My Venus is too.
Oh, okay,
but,
okay. That's why I was like, wait, okay, got you. Okay.
My Venus is too, but my Mercury is in Aries, and Tank's Juice's Mercury is in Libra, and Mercury is that energy of like how you think and communication. So like my Aries energy goes super quick, and his Mercury energy is super balanced and likes to see both sides.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's like, oh my goodness, you get to see that tension of how the different energies show up.
Facts. Okay. They represent the scale. Yep. So you get a little bit of both. You know, and that's what I like about it. I mean, it's even keel. You know, and that also goes into what you were saying about Juice not being a mean person. If he's got that Libra, and you know, in there, and Libras are more on the calmer side, that could also explain why Juice is not the Scorpio consensus mean or whatever they want to, you know.
Exactly. Now you see what I'm talking about.
Whereas Bestie might have more quote unquote mean in the
right. She might got Scorpio in that sign. You know what I'm saying? In that.
Yep. Makes total sense. All right, we got 2 more. Taurus and Cancer. Taurus, they gave Taurus fun level 2 out of 5 and mean level 2 out of 5.
That's because they hate him. They know that Taurus is the most fun son of the zodiac, 10 out of 10, and everything else can go to bed. It's like, no, honestly, I know why they say that, because Tauruses are, stereotypically stubborn, bullheaded, like to change, likes to argue, always thinks they're right about things, thinks they're a know-it-all, and nobody likes a know-it-all. So like, no, Taurus is traditionally not considered to be fun. So I could see that.
Yeah, agreed.
And what they said, meanness is a 2 as well.
Yeah,
I could see that as well, because Taurus isn't really ever going to be outwardly mean to you. We'll just like cut you off with love. You won't probably see or hear from us. If we do have a conversation about it, we'll let you know, and then we'll keep it moving.
Right. Okay. Straight up like that. Straight up.
There's no reason to waste my energy being mean to you, because that's energy that I could be using doing something else.
Yep, and like we've been saying, no one should ever create an emotion or energy out of you that you don't want, right? Because then you're giving that energy to that person, and that's why I've been like, no one is going to make me mad. You know what I'm saying? And I'm learning that if I feel like it's happening, I try to get it out in the first 30 seconds, get it over with. You know what I'm saying? Just don't let it linger. Don't let it linger. And so I've been getting so much better with that. Like, I don't even look at things with the same no more. I just be like, all right, moving on. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always greener pastures on the other side or whatever. I don't need to give my attention to this. And so, I appreciate you for saying that. All right, last one. Cancer. All right, they gave Cancer a 2 out of 5 fun and a 2 out of 5 mean.
That's crazy. They want to hate on Cancer too. I honestly, this is crazy though. My ex is a Cancer, and she would probably really say that, like, she's really fun, and she would really probably say that he's way more fun than I am, which could be true. See what I'm saying? I think that Cancer energy might not be considered fun in this instance, because it's the energy of home and domestic life and mother energy. A lot of us walk around here with mother wounds and shit, so that energy might not always feel as comfortable and welcome. You think about the crab and how it's like hard on the inside and soft on hard on the outside, soft on the inside. It's only so hard like that because what's going on inside is so valuable to protect. So don't really give a shit about if it's fun or not, if they let you in or not. They just really more so care about making sure everything at home, and when I say at home, I mean their internal conditions, their mind, their emotions, right, is straight. If something is happening to disrupt that, it's gotta go.
Facts. Hell yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that was all of the signs. I appreciate you, Sejan, for giving your opinion. We appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. This was a lot of fun. Remember, I just love talking about this. Like I said, I could do it for a long time. And there's so much more than, like we said, just the sun sign. If you're interested at all in getting that free one-on-one reading, make sure y'all hit that command enter and enter the raffle. Yes,
I just want to hone that in again. We're doing a raffle for a free reading. I will, just in case people don't see it, I don't see it popping up. We got a raffle going on. Hold on, let me go ahead and open it up again. All right, y'all. This is for the free natal chart reading, personal one-on-one chart reading. All right, we're getting to the end of the show, so hit command enter. Like I said, it's free. You pass up on a chance to get a free reading. Then you might have already had your reading done. It don't hurt to get another one. You know what I'm saying? So this is something that City John's providing. Like, she already showed you her knowledge in this, so she knows what she's talking about. So go ahead and I dropped the link, cityjohn.com, so y'all can go ahead and fill it out. You know what I'm saying? And better yourself. This is someone that knows what they're talking about. So if you don't know anything about this and you want to know, you want to go to somebody that knows. All right, clap it up for City John again. Thank you again for calling into the show.
Thank you, Retro. Thank you, Retro Gang.
Absolutely.
See y'all later.
See you in the next episode. Thank you.
Peace.
All right, that's City John, everybody. It's City John, everybody. All righty, we had a lot of fun. We did our tier maker. You know what I'm saying? We talked about all the zodiac signs. Everybody, thank you guys for being here. We got one more intermission break, and we'll be right back. And then we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the show. And I'll be forecasting the next episode. So we'll be right back. Don't touch that dial. All right? We'll be right back.
The Double R radio show is taking a quick break. And in the meantime, grab some water, ganja, popcorn, and whatever else you might need. And let me provide things you need to know. Viewers can call into the Double R show by simply hitting the call-in button at the top of the chat and have a 5-minute segment with Retro. Check out our new merch deals using Command Merch. Sign up for Wheel of Fortune and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Ask a moderator for the link. Support the show more via Cash App, $Retroactivezz. Check out Retro's Patreon page at patreon.com/Retro Recap. Check out City John's Patreon by going to patreon.com/CityJohn. Need some good emotes for your channel? Tap in with Juice2099 as he will hook you up with everything nice. Need some amazing channels to watch while Retro is offline working? Check out these wonderful channels from the gang: Wavy Y, City John, Tiffy the Great, Vitrusosa, Generic Dogo, Eating Cool Ranch, Supreme, Dendrix, Lilman Wilson, Hood Ninja, 340, Super Sensei. Support the radio show more by subscribing, bits, and interaction. Remember, the Double R doesn't just stand for Retro Recap. It means everything here is raw and real. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Come explore City John Living on Patreon and learn tools for building your holistic lifestyle in a practical way for the modern age. You'll get insights and tools to help you navigate mindset shifts, deprogram old patterns, and stay grounded through change. It's the kind of support that meets you where you are and honors your pace, your process, and your power. If you've been feeling the shifts and want more clarity, this is the space. And this is your invitation. Join City John Living today and get what you didn't even know you needed. Start tapping into what already lives within you.
All righty, everybody. We are at the end of the show. Hope you guys enjoyed the Double R Show official episode number 1. We talked about a lot of stuff, all Zodiac stuff. We talked about all 12 Zodiac signs. We talked about the different categories, different career paths. We talked about compatibility. We talked about my compatibility. City John, thank you for calling into the show. We appreciate that, and looking forward to getting more conversation in the future with everybody. All right, so the next Double R show will be on Thursday, August the 7th at 7 o'clock, and we'll be talking about a topic that I've been wanting to talk about for a while now: the slow death of cable networking, cable sports. Right. As you can see, over the course of time, there has been a slow death in the amount of cable being watched, this amount of TV being watched, but more so sports. Talking about ESPN, Fox, and all these other stations and other that no one's watching cable no more, right? So we'll talk about why, and we'll do a tier maker list of all the different networks and rank them. You know what I'm saying? So we'll do a little bit of that on the next episode of the Double R Show. That'll be on Thursday at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. All the Double R shows, including Double R Reacts, will be at 7 o'clock Eastern time, right? So like I said, tomorrow we have Double R Reacts. So we'll do our reaction stream tomorrow at 7 o'clock. So if you need to, go ahead and put your clips into the Discord. If you want me to react to it, it's under the community section. I don't have the Discord link in front of me, but if you're not in our Discord, feel free to join our Discord, right? We got a lot of great people in there, a lot of good energy in there. So if you just want to mingle and talk to some people and figure out, you know, maybe y'all have the same common interests: gaming, sports, holistic health, wealth, crypto, whatever it is that you like, tap in with our Discord. We have an amazing group of people. Now, we also have an incentive or not even an incentive per se, if you would like to guest host the show, meaning Retro is no longer here, you will be taking over the show, and you can talk about whatever you want as long as it's within terms of service. If you would like to be a guest host on this show, we have a package. It's a $30 fee. It's not even really a $30 fee, it's a $30 investment. If you like to do shit like this and you want to get your talents shown, we do have that. You get 1 hour of unlimited talk time. You can design the show however you want. If you would like to do that, we do have, you can just email me on the side or contact me, DM Twitch, Twitch Whisper, Instagram, Discord, and we can set that up. All right. Also in the Discord, there's a section for the Double R show. Let me just pull that up for you guys real quick. There is a new section in the Discord for the Double R show, right? So this is where you can give me any ideas, topic related. I'm gonna be putting a lot of snippets in here from the show as well. So this is gonna be all things. I don't know if you guys can see it yet. Actually, I have it. I might have it private actually. So after the show is over, I'm gonna be putting some stuff in there. I have it private for a reason until I wanted to get the first show done. So all things Double R ideas. You're gonna see snippets from me. You can put that all here, and I'll be looking into some ideas or some topics to talk about. I already have some ideas already, but if you guys have anything you want to put in there, feel free to put that in there as well. I want this to be as interactive as possible, so that's what we're going to do. All right. Also, if you want to support the channel extra, you can always subscribe, gift a sub, PayPal, Cash App $ Retroactivezz with 2 Z's, PayPal RetroRecap28@gmail.com. I think it's in the bottom part here under the ticker here. Also, don't forget to check out my YouTube, Retro Recap, my Instagram, the _retro _recap, Patreon, as we mentioned, patreon.com/retro recap, and my TikTok page. I have a few TikTok pages. I do different things. So we got Retroactivezz, we got Retro Recap. So go check those, check that out. We have the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and Wheel of Fortune game show tournament. We have that coming up on the 23rd of this month. So if you want to play Wheel of Fortune, if you want to play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, there is a sign up link going around. You'll see it again in a second. Sign up and go ahead and take care of that, because we would love to have you on the show. You know, I love game shows, you know what I'm saying? So also we got the Retro Gang Raid Train, as we mentioned here. Retro Gang Raid Train is going to be on August the 16th. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have a great lineup of people who are going to pass on that community love to each other, and it's going to be a great celebration of the community, man. We haven't done a Retro Gang Raid Train in a few months, but it's back on tap, and we'll have the lineup for you of the people that will be in the Raid Train very, very soon. If you would like to be a person that participates in a Raid Train, it's a great way to grow your channel, meet new people, right? You stream for 2 hours, then you raid out to somebody else. You pass the love on to somebody else. Somebody will raid you, right? So it's an opportunity to get some extra attention, some extra viewership, and to meet new people. We do it usually once a month. So if you would like to sign up for the Retro Gang Raid Train, City just dropped that link in the chat, right? So sign up. We'll hit you up because you have interest in being in it. So if you're looking for a growth, exposure, community love, Retro Gang Raid Train link is there. The game show link is there as well. So check out all that stuff. All right. Before we get up out of here though, Marcus, can we get a clap it up for Marcus? Marcus, I really do appreciate you helping me out today. Give me your opinions and your thoughts about the zodiac signs. Do you have any lasting words here?
Retro, it's been a pleasure to do your first official Double R show.
Appreciate that.
I'm looking forward to working with you down the line. You have a great team, and I'm glad to be a part of this.
Yes, sir.
I know almost 40, but there's a lot of wisdom and intellect here. Thanks for allowing me to showcase with your show.
Thank you.
To everyone that came through to make this show great, City John, Juice, Wavy, Beauty, Miss Missy, hats off to y'all. I'm just here trying to support in the best way possible. Have a good night. Edward, signing off. Peace.
All right, everybody. Sound the horn. great show today. Great show today. We'll see you again tomorrow for the reacts and on Thursday for episode 2 of the Double R Show. You are watching the Double R Show, where Double R not just stands for Retro Recap, but it stands for real and raw. Have a good night, everybody.